Welcome back, everybody, to session 25 of Cogent. Oh, no, Fallen. Excuse me. We are once again joined by our lovely cast. I actually remembered this time. If you're watching this, please like and subscribe to the channel. I never ask. I always forget to. Please do. It helps. Leave us comments, asking us questions. We like to check them. And besides that, we are joined by our lovely cast. We are missing Nox. Nox, unfortunately, has school stuff he has to do this week and next week, so he won't be in this video and the next video. However, we are also missing Felix. So Felix is now in grad school, which we're all very happy for him, but he had to kind of just make his commitments kind of like done. He wanted to play, he wanted to be a part of this, he didn't have the time. He will probably be returning at some point, but for now he's got more important life things, and school is more important than Cogent. Just barely, though. Okay, can everybody roll me your points for the Destiny, or the recap roll, I mean. Oh, everybody did roll, cool. So I believe this falls upon Fanacrio. Didn't you get it last time?
That's me. I did.
Oh my
Yeah.
I'm just lucky.
Super lucky.
Shouldn't you also be rolling, narrator?
That is a good point. Let me roll real quick.
Damn, he always was getting the narrator to do his job.
Then there we go.
Oh, Destiny point for you! Man, you could have gotten a free Destiny point. Well, that's too bad. I guess I am recapping. So we started off last session. The players, I believe, had just left Ella's Tavern after the debacle with Fernacrio's Unawaka, as he kind of shed his skin. It went through kind of his maturing process. The players left the Weeping Anvil, not the Weeping Anvil, Ella's Tavern. And I believe Nox had stayed behind to take care of the customers that were flooding in. The players burst out onto the streets looking for Vex after this fight they'd just been in with her, where I believe it was Dipper who had pointed out that Karma and Kilroy had spent the night together, and Vex was very frustrated by this and kind of chokeslammed Karma. But anyways, they chased Vex through the streets. During the process, they lost Felix in the crowd. The city was just alive. There was a festival, the Festival of Sacrifice, happening that day to commemorate the death of Booker Twins, the Golden Patriot. But not only him, but all heroes that have died and sacrificed to make civilization a reality, to fight back the darkness and to reclaim Terra for Felkind and Angelkin. They ended up arriving at the festival. Uhtred still dripping blood from his wound earlier in the day. They all arrived, they looked around a bit, they encountered a kind of sketchy salesman selling the finest Leofinade on the continent, fresh Leodelphian lemonades. And Uhtred felt kind of strangely better after having his Leofinade and remembering something about his mom. It was at this point that the Emperor, Commodus Lightbringer, kind of spoke to the crowd and kind of decreed that for the rest of the day, the crown, or the empire rather, would basically cover all food, drinks, and entertainment as almost a sacrifice of their own towards the people. And once Fanacrio saw the Emperor, he's been traveling for 2 years at this point, with his only thing in mind was to get here to see the Emperor. He decided to kind of just run off by himself towards the there's a large platform that the Emperor and the rest of kind of the higher up, the nobility, sat upon. So he rushed off, and most of the party followed him. Karma, lagging behind with Kilroy, saw some Leodelphian wares, and she kind of dragged Kilroy off, and the two of them, with a little bit of persuasion, both dressed up in very formal Leodelphian attire. And it was at this point that they kind of had a heart-to-heart, and Kilroy kind of revealed the fact that, Karma really shouldn't be looking to him for what she wants, as he in fact cannot have a lineage, as he has Shard's disease. And Karma didn't really have time to think about this, as she kind of pushed him really hard, not intentionally, but Kilroy she kind of broke Kilroy for a second, as he kind of had that long 1,000-yard shark stare, and unable kind of how to fix him, she led him towards the platform. Now, while that was going on, the rest of the party had approached the Emperor's platform, and they kind of introduced themselves. Funakrio introduced himself as an ambassador from Chorus. What was really strange was that it looked like the Emperor was aware of a few of the members of the party. And so I believe it was... Who was it? It was Dipper, Uhtred, and Funakrio that were brought up towards the platform. And they were brought in front of the Emperor. Now, the Emperor was talking to his nephew, Booker Twins, the second, Junior, named after his father, who will be taking up the Spear of Destiny today, or that day, in this kind of ritual, the ceremony of like passing it down. And so I believe the Emperor first talked to Funakrio, and Funakrio was quite amazed, as he kind of walked up the steps, he had noticed a very odd sight, but a welcome one. It was his longtime friend, or childhood friend rather, Nat, and Nat was also from Chorus. Now Nat, she bears this kind of purplish kind of skin. That marks her as the next queen of her people, and that they go through their Unawaka, they go through their maturing process, and if they're noble, then they one of them will be the next queen. And so, pretty amazed by this, Funakrio, ran up, hugged her. They talked a bit. Funakrio, though, had some strange things going on in his head, to say the least. And he kind of had to shove that down as he was in front of the Emperor. And him and the Emperor talked. Apparently, Nat had also been sent to go talk to the Emperor, but she had been sent at a much later date. And Funakrio was very perplexed, as he had originally been given a task before his guards kind of disappeared on him, I think is what he said. He talked to the Emperor. The Emperor it looked like the Emperor was having a feast later, and he wanted to talk more there. This was more of just kind of like, you come, you introduce yourself, and then later, not in front of all the common folk, they would actually discuss. So I believe Funakrio gave a gift to the Emperor, and the Emperor gave him a gift, and they kind of parted ways. This kind of weird sound or voices in Funakrio's head were kind of just beating him down. So he kind of removed himself with Nat. And then Dipper and Uhtred came up to the Emperor. And apparently the Emperor knew them by name, due to what they had done earlier in the morning, which was quite surprising because this has happened like maybe an hour-ish ago, and the Emperor had already been informed about this. And the Emperor kind of seemed to know a little bit more. He was the kind of guy that just knew things, and he knew how to know things. And he kind of talked to them, and he kind of, while Funakrio was still up there, he kind of asked them all about, about sacrifice and what did sacrifice mean to them. And I believe when he got to Dipper, he kind of pushed Dipper a little bit, and kind of dropped that Dipper is not some kind of street rat. That Dipper is at least somewhat of a noble house. And Dipper kind of was very, very taken aback by this, by being confronted, because the Emperor just dropped it right in front of him. And he gave Dipper back his dagger that had been confiscated. And he kind of, Dipper almost walked away like twice. It was a very stressful situation for Dipper, because the Inquisitor of Vermoth, who apparently is this Inquisitor who you guys have encountered a couple times, almost like throat choked. Poor Dipper. But they all met with the Emperor, and so they talked about sacrifice. The Emperor thanked them all. He let Dipper know that he knew, but he wasn't going to, like, that he didn't have to tell his family that he was here. And then he actually took quite a keen... well, he said he's not going to let his family know he was here, or at least he said, he implied that he hadn't yet. And then he talked to kind of Uhtred after kind of everyone started to walk away. He kind of asked Uhtred to stay behind, and he kind of had apparently talked to Luck before about what had transpired 2 years ago with Helena, you know, the Amon of Redwall. And after they had kind of discussed it shortly, for whatever reason, the Emperor seemed very interested in Uhtred, as he was kind of a guy who just happened to be in the right place at the right time, and gave him a proposition that, you know, would you possibly consider joining the Inquisition as a cadet? And this kind of took Uhtred aback. And so he said, you don't have to make your decision now, we're having a feast later, just relax, let's talk about this later. And this is very surprising for Uhtred, because Uhtred's just a mudblood, right? So Uhtred goes ahead, he sits back, he's on, like, this is like, from low beginnings, like, Uhtred is on a pedestal with the Emperor of the entire continent, with the some of the most powerful people on the continent. And he goes and sits back next to Vex and Luck. Vex does not seem to be having a good day. Luck, uncharacteristically, seems to be kind of concerned about her. I can hear somebody's mic. Is it yours, Mike, Jake? I think it is your mic. But after they sit down, the Emperor gives up. He gives this grand... he kind of starts to almost get ready to give this grand speech as two of these soldiers begin to drag up this almost like stone sarcophagus. And the Emperor begins to talk, you know, but Uhtred doesn't hear any of this, as he's just narrowed in on this, hey, Jake, I don't know, mute yourself real quickly. I don't know why your mic's making some weird staticky noise. But Uhtred notices that one of the guards that is walking up, his clothes don't fit right. He's not, like, for a guard of the Emperor, this guy doesn't quite have everything on him right. Like, it's not up to dress code. And he looks at this guy, and this guy's helmet kind of slips just for a second, and Uhtred recognizes this is his friend Finna, who he had met the day before, and he'd kind of got some sketched out vibes from Finna, and there was no reason that Finna should be a guard for the frickin' Emperor. So Uhtred leaps up to his feet, you know, screams like, "Hey, stop!" And as he does, Finna, holding something in his hand, I believe he says, "Hail Amon," or for Amon, and he clicks something, and boom, the entire platform detonates an explosion. Sirius, who had also come up there with his family, he wasn't thrown. Luckily, the explosion was centered more towards the middle. His family was just barely on the outskirts of it. But basically, Sirius was one of the only people on that platform that wasn't completely, like, really hurt, or not dead. Now, Uhtred's body, Vex's body, Luck's body are launched out of the back and slam into the concrete below. And Uhtred survives the initial explosion, but his head goes splat on the concrete. And as, you know, the party, shaken by this, they look around, they see as all of these people in the crowd wearing these Booker twin masks, these kind of, like, really square chin, smiling faces with this kind of golden, like, pretend hair on the top, they all rip off their masks and take off their robes, and underneath they're wearing black attire, black robes, and they begin slicing and dicing and killing everybody around them, and panic just goes insane as the cult of Amon begins to slaughter everyone in a terrorist attack. Now, the guards that are around begin, there's the shock of it, they kind of lose their control of the situation, fighting ensues, the party, not quite sure what to do, panics, they try their best to fight, but all of them are completely thrown off guard by this. Dipper, in an attempt to fight one of the cult members, gets an axe buried in his shoulder and is bleeding quite badly, but his man just manages to shrug it off and uses some of his polycraft to kind of fortify himself for a second and kind of give himself a little bit more strength he needs to keep going. It's at this point that Luck, being an angelkin, begins to resurrect, of course, and he begins to stand back up. But crazily, Uhtred begins to glow, and Uhtred grasps a breath in his lungs as he awakens. He still has a massive piece of wood stuck in his side, but he's alive. And he looks around, just completely confused of what just the hell just happened. Vex, also, who had her head basically blown almost completely off her, she begins to reform, but she doesn't glow. And she just begins to, like, reconstruct and stand back up. Not knowing what the fuck is going on, everyone makes a mad dash away from Serrana Square as the rest of the guards from around the city begin pouring into the square. You guys find yourself, it's kind of, kind of dusk right now, as the, the speech was supposed to be given kind of at dusk for the ceremony. You guys find yourself here. Some of you are injured, all of you are shaken. On the streets of Redwall, I believe Luck is kind of at the rear, kind of leading you guys off to one of the side streets. And as he sees you guys kind of pass, Luck is just kind of looking like he looks back towards the square. He's going to look towards you guys, and he's going to look towards Uhtred first. And then his eyes are going to lock onto Vex. And he's just going to go ahead and sigh, and he's going to turn back and run back towards the square as the rest of the guards come with him. And you see, as he kind of runs out in front, he's going to hold out his hand, and this kind of flash of light's going to happen as you see his sword, Uhtred, which you've held before, adversary, pop into his hand. And he's going to grab the nearest officer and begin shouting commands at him as they charge back into the square. You guys from this distance here, you can see that many of the numbers of the Cult of Amon have dwindled, and you can see multiple guards are beginning to gang up on them one-on-one, and some of them don't seem to be killing them. A lot of them seem to be getting ganged up on and like beat to the ground. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to continue running the hell out of there to the point where I'm not even wouldn't be able to even look at all the chaos and destruction.
Okay, so Finacrio begins charging forward, dragging. You feel this kind of like tug at the back as you're trying to drag Nat with you, and you're pulling away from the group at this point. And Nat begins to go, Finacrio, what are you doing? Stop, Finacrio!
What?
We gotta stick together, Finacrio. And you guys right now are kind of in the middle of the street as guards are charging past you, kind of screaming battle cries, as they like run in towards the melee.
Getting out of here is the best we can do. Dying does no one any good. We need to get out of here.
But we'll die if we don't stick together. Who knows? There could be. And as you guys kind of listen, you guys hear another explosion off in the distance.
Okay, and Finacrio goes back, tidies up Nat's rope just to make sure, like, all of her bright purple Rudania, her skin is completely covered. And then he drags Nat again back towards the group.
And so you guys are standing there in the middle of the street. What is everybody doing right now? So let's go with Sirius first.
Okay, where did the explosion come from, the new one? Just another square?
Make me a perception check.
Alrighty.
If anybody else would like to ascertain, yes, you may make a perception check. Please take into account the injuries that you have.
Narrator, can I reduce my injury with the strength point?
You can only reduce it in the moment.
I don't think I had any injuries, right?
Huh?
I don't think I had any injuries, right, from last session?
No. So I would like to point something out. So for the next hour, Dipper, if you get hurt by anything, you can reduce it using your strength. but for an hour, after an hour, you're going to start losing consciousness and start, like, you're bleeding right now, horribly. So, those of you that are kind of around and looking, if you guys are noticing who's injured, like, Dipper on kind of wobbly, like you guys don't know how he's still standing. One of his arms is kind of like, we'll say you got hit in the left, like, kind of shoulder. His arm's kind of limp. He's like gritting his teeth, staying on his feet. So what was the perception check you made?
Level 4. I was looking for where the source of the other explosion was.
So it looks like all of you guys. So Fanakra, you did not make it. Sirius, you definitely made it. Uhtred, you made it. Dipper, you made it. So you guys kind of listen, and you guys at this point are a little bit more familiar with the city. It sounds like the explosion came kind of from what you think is the Diligence District, which is kind of where I think that's where Kilroy's workshop is, the Weeping Anvil.
Oh. I guess Kilroy's with us.
Yeah, Kilroy is with you, and right now Kilroy is like, I guess Kilroy right now would be just like looking at amazement at Vex. So Vex, who had been in this gorgeous kind of red dress in all of her nobility gown, most of it has been torn away, and I'm gonna say, kind of running through the streets, she's gonna have grabbed like she's gonna ripped off like either like one of the stands, like things like the tent parts, or basically whatever's on, even like a sack, because basically her body was disintegrated, and so she doesn't really have clothes on, like on her upper torso and on her legs, and she's gonna have wrapped herself in one of these like street vendor what's it called, kind of coverings. And she's just looking right now, like, intently at her hands, and she's shaking.
Okay. Do I see, like, a guard that might be, like, directing people and, like, giving out orders? Like a commander type person that we can, like,
sure,
go ask to see if there's, like, a med station or something set up?
Sure, as you guys kind of run up, like, you guys kind of make your way up the street, you guys see what appears to be an officer of the Red Legion, as he's kind of like barking orders. As you guys, at this point, there are civilians running past you guys, and you guys kind of walk up. I think the two people that made perception checks, you guys see who you guys recognize as Asher. She has what appears to be a small child without their legs, and one of her arms is gone, and she's covered in blood and soot, and she's like running in tears, dragging this kid up. As you guys approach this guard, he like looks at you and goes, "All civilians, either clear the streets." And he looks at Dipper, and he looks at the child, and he looks at what's her name? Actually, you'd also look at Uhtred, because Uhtred also is punctured. He says, "If you need medical treatment, either get to the hospital or to Castle Tearstone." And Vex's eyes kind of glint as she goes, "Castle Tearstone." And the guard, who kind of doesn't really recognize Vex in her current attire, his eyes kind of snap to her, and he goes, "My lady," and he's gonna go to a knee, and he goes, Are you injured?" And she goes, "No, I'm," and he looks, he goes, and he turns to two of the guards behind him, and he kind of snaps his fingers, he says, get the, and he looks back, you guys hear another explosion off in the distance.
Can we tell where it's from?
Hey, Uhtred, I think you're muted. I think you're... Hold on, one second.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Uhtred's gonna kind of turn, and he's gonna say, "We need to get to Castle Tearstone now." As he like grabs Vex and like starts heading that direction, as he knows where it's at.
The officer's gonna grab you for a second, Uhtred, and say, "Cadet, are you able to get her there by yourself?"
Yes, sir. I can.
He kind of looks at you for a second, and he looks down to your injury. Make me a persuasion check.
Oh, damn. Okay, hold on.
That'll be a level 3. Because you do not look like you can do that right now.
Damn. Why everyone just accept my word?
So Vex is with us?
Vex is with you guys.
Okay,
Can I offer her my clothes, the extra clothes that I have?
Sure.
I'm just gonna fail because of my injury. I can't even make that.
Okay.
Here it is. 1. 1 dice.
One success.
So he kind of looks at you for a second and looks back. While you guys are arguing, Karma is going to do you just hand it to her? Like, what do you say?
I'm gonna, pull out my backpack and rummage through and be like, friend, your clothes, they are gone.
She kind of is.
Take these.
She's distracted for a second. She kind of looks up and listening to where this explosion came from, and she's gonna turn to you, and she is just shell shocked. And
Can I make a check to see where that third explosion came from, though?
Sure. You can make the check. Karma, as you kind of hand it to her, she kind of as she kind of reaches her hand out to grab it, her hands are just shaking, and she's gonna kind of take it and kind of take a deep breath, and she kind of composes herself for a second. She just kind of closes her eyes, and she takes a deep breath, and she's gonna go ahead and turn towards one of the alley, and so she's gonna let the thing fall. She's gonna turn her back to you guys, and she's gonna put on this kind of what do you have, Karma? What did you give her?
My old clothes, so it's basically just a really oversized pair of it's kind of like a jumpsuit, so it's a very large white jumpsuit.
Okay.
Essentially.
So she's gonna kind of actually she's gonna hand you the what's it called, the thing that she had on before, and she's gonna say, Karma, would you
Yes, of course, friend. And I'm gonna kind of hold it out and cover her like a big towel.
And she's gonna go ahead and quickly change into this, and you can see, Karma, as you cover her, you can see she's tearing up right now. She's forcing herself right now to stay composed and get her clothes back on. Uhtred, you with your check there. So let's see, Uhtred. So Dipper didn't make it. Finacrio, you made it. Uhtred, you made it. You guys here, this one appears to be coming toward, kind of in the direction of Crimson Ward. That would be kind of towards where Ella's Tavern is.
I'm gonna turn to the captain, and I'm waiting for his response after I said I can get her. After I said we can get her there.
He's gonna kind of look at you, and he's gonna kind of turn back towards the two guards before, and he's gonna kind of say, "No, I think it would be best if my men here took you. Accompany them, men. Get them back to Castle Tearstone and get them safe." And they kind of go, "Yes, sir," as they kind of salute him. And
is it Ron and Tom?
Make a destiny roll.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yes!
They kind of look, as they look like their eyes horrified, and they seem to be barely paying attention as they're listening to these bombs going off around them. And Tom is gonna kind of turn to Ron and go, "You don't think one could be near us?" And Ron goes, "No. Why would they bomb Castle Tearstone?" And Tom goes, "I don't know. Because it's the castle." "Shut up!" As the officer kind of smacks one of them on the head. "Get them there now!" And you see as civilians are flooding past you guys right now. They begin kind of to lead you guys towards Castle Tearstone. Is there anything? Would anybody so as you guys are kind of going ahead, Kilroy seems to kind of be staying next to Vex, and he just doesn't really know what to say. Dipper right now is looking like trash. It is amazing that he is standing on his feet with the injury he has.
I'm walking with Dipper.
Dipper says, how do we know that the castle is safe?
I'm gonna turn around and go, "We don't, but do you have a better option?"
Dipper kind of just
Could always get back to the inn.
He's like, "Yeah, you have a point."
Bomb from where the inn
I
went.
agree with Sirius. We should go back to the inn. We have our stuff there. We don't know how much destruction or we don't know if Alice Tavern will just explode.
That last explosion came from the ward that the inn is at.
Right now, Dipper need healing.
From the same place twice.
Dipper
Dipper cannot
kinda,
walk much further.
Yeah, you say that, and Dipper kind of like stumbles.
Dipper, get on my back. I want to try this.
No.
It's probably gonna fail. but-
Okay, so this is Uhtred who has this big freaking. There's like a piece of wood like jutting out of like the side.
I pulled it. I pulled it out. Remember?
He pulled it out.
Okay, well then you're bleeding.
I know.
No, it's okay, really. I can walk.
He seems to be like it is like you guys can see right now. He is in
Ron,
his
Tom.
bestial form. You can see where he got injured. Like his body has like he's covered in kind of this fur. His legs are more stable than they were when he initially got hit.
Ron, Tom.
They kind of look to you as they kind of were like hushly whispering amongst themselves as they're kind of ahead of you guys, and they kind of turn back and go, "What is it, Storm?"
This kid here is hurt. Tom, you think you could carry him?
Tom kind of looks and goes, "Yeah." So Tom is kind of the more wiry.
I bet two copper you couldn't carry him all the way to the
Fuck up
castle.
as he points his finger in your face.
Dipper falls
My
to the
friends
floor.
are dead. What'd you say, Anakin?
Dipper falls to the floor.
Ron and Tom are gonna kind of look at each other with kind of like these like expressions, and they're gonna go ahead and go fine, and they're gonna go ahead and hand Uchi. They're gonna give you their short. One of them is gonna give you one of their short spears. Who else can carry a short spear? Who wants to? As they kind of offer them out.
I will.
Okay, so they're gonna hand you and Uhtred a short spear, and between the two of them, they're gonna go to kind of hoist up Dipper, and they're gonna go ahead and kind of both of them are gonna carry him, and you guys are gonna make your way closer and closer to Castle Tearstone.
While we're walking to Castle Tearstone, I'm assuming there's like pretty much everyone's probably going there. Do I see any like shady figures in the crowd?
Make me a perception check. You are like eagle-eyed as your kind of heightened sense of awareness is just like you're pulling in everything. You're looking around. You don't see anybody that appears to be wearing anything that would denote them as Cult of Amon.
Okay.
You do, however,
Oh.
as you kind of turn back over your shoulder, you do see what appears to be your father and your stepmother, and you see a couple of your house guards that are kind of like dragging them. Like one of them is like holding in two arms your stepmother Priscilla, and the other one is like holding your dad. That's kind of got his like arm over his shoulder, and they're dragging them up. And you can see there's like 5 of them around the two of them. Priscilla seems to be unconscious. Your dad seems to be up on his feet still, kind of struggling, and he's gonna kind of pick your eyes up, and he's gonna go, "Sirius!"
Father! And then Sirius is gonna break from the group and just sort of run towards them.
So-
How's mother? Is she okay?
I don't know. He kind of looks. We must get to Castle Tearstone. They'll have medical. And he kind of just looks, and he's looking right now. He is covered in soot and ash. His face is like there. You see there are bits of like chipped wood in it, and he's like he kind of takes a deep breath, and he's gonna kind of look over his shoulder, and he's gonna look kind of in the direction of Vex, who he's like looking at, and his eyes are also gonna shoot over to Uhtred, and he's gonna go, "We must get to Castle Tearstone. It's not safe on the streets."
Sirius will nod and he'll start helping.
He's
yep.
gonna push away the guard for a second and say, "Give your father a hand."
Yep. Sirius is helping out.
Do I know? Did I see this happen?
I'm gonna say, because I mean, he kind of turned around and kind of ran away from the group. You could see that he kind of like ran up to his, he kind of ran up to his family, and like you couldn't quite hear what they were saying. because they kind of ran far back. But you can see that he ran over and like embraced his father, and he seems to be helping his father towards Castle Tearstone now.
Uhtred, I have question.
Yeah, Karma. As I'm kind of like just scanning the crowd, listening, and like holding the short spear in one hand and like a hand on my gut on the other.
How are you alive? I had witnessed your death.
I
What?
I
And
don't
Tom
know.
looks over his shoulder at you, and he's kind of just speechless.
So like, question, narrator. It's like after like is like so. I'm assuming where I cracked my skull is like I'm assuming I look like I just was near an explosion. Like my hair is gone in certain spots, right? Like, can you see like where there's injuries from where the explosion happened? Does it look
Not
like a
really.
burn victim? Not really.
Not
Okay.
really. You can tell you're bleeding from your stomach area, but like your like skull was freaking putty.
Yeah.
Like there is no scar from that. Like
I meant like missing hair and stuff like that.
no, your hair seems like you seem to have like you're in the exact same condition as right before the explosion.
I don't know. All I remember is seeing the bomb and then black.
And so
I watch you crack your skull on ground. It was not very pleasant.
At this, Utra's gonna kind of like start remembering the pain of cracking his skull and like put a hand on his head.
Actually, I would say Uhtred, it's a lot more like you were like it happened so quick where like it's almost like time was slowed down for you as you like launched the air, and the second that your head touched the ground, everything went black.
He's just gonna touch his head then and kind of be like, "I cracked my head. I don't."
Yes. I saw you, and then you were dead. Then I ran opposite direction, because now my guard, he dead.
And then he's
But
just
you
gonna
are
kinda,
not
like,
dead.
be stunned at this, and he's kind of just like, and that's where it kind of ends. He just goes like, I died.
Karma just nods.
Okay, let me as you guys are kind of pondering this, I'm gonna say you guys have been walking for like, because I mean it's quite a walk from Serrano Square to the castle. I'm gonna say it's like a 30-ish, 40-minute walk if you're going paced. You are looking very, very, very out of it, Dipper. Like
Dipper's about to die.
like
40 minutes?
yeah, you are not looking good. So you guys rush up. I'm gonna take you guys over here. Summon players to this board. Let me drag out your players.
Quick thing. Should Nat's token be like the feminine version of my token?
Sure, I can be. Let me drag everybody out here. So we have Karma. We have Deeper. We have Nakru. We do not have Felix. We have your boy Kilroy. We do not have Nox. We have Lord Euron. We have not have luck. Never mind. We will have Priscilla. We will have Ron the Wise. We will have Uhtred Storm. We will have Vex. We will have Tom the Impulsive. We have Sirius Roseblood. And then we will add some random guards. For, what's his name? For his house guard. Where, Sam, do you remember where... Hold on, where
I think if you go into humanoids...
Humanoids.
And...
Yes, is there
and
a
something...
girl version of... There is a girl version, nice. Cool, there's Nat. Let me set her as unique real quick. Hey Jake, it's making that fuzzy sound again. I don't know why.
Is that better?
Yeah. Okay, Nat. Let me make her unique. Make unique. There we go. Okay, cool.
I thought it was GNAT since she's like a bug.
That would have been great.
I can set it to that. That's funny. Hold on 1 second. Let me drag out some cards. We'll do some rose.
Upon approaching, do we see any medical personnel to help Dipper out?
Yeah, so as you guys approach, you can see tons of people are flocking across the bridge. There's almost like as you guys walk into the main area over here inside the castle walls, I will kind of drag some of you guys over there. You guys see as there's almost like a triage thing going on. Hold on here. Drag everybody over here so I don't have to get over there. Yeah, there's like a triage units as people, like you can see people with blown off legs, you can see like, it is horror. As you guys kind of approach, the guards kind of around you point to the two of you as you see two what appear to be people, and Uhtred, you would kind of recognize these as nurses of the hospital. It's doing it again, Jake, I don't know why, that's really weird.
We'll have to figure it out.
But
let me try this.
you see as they kind of approach you guys, and they don't even ask questions as they grab Dipper and Uhtred, and they begin working on you guys and bandaging you guys.
Uhtred looks very out of it, though. He's confused
Dipper
now. He
is
just told he
looking-
died.
Dipper is looking like you can see kind of his mouth because he's got hair all over him now. But as it's kind of fading all over him, and you can see as his like tongue and stuff is like going from like its normal like red, and his lips are going towards more like white and pale. And they're gonna grab him, and the first thing they're gonna do is go ahead and inject him with this big ass syringe in his butt basically, and you regain 3 Ichor Dipper as you breathe in deeply. Go ahead.
Hey, narrator.
Yeah.
It says I don't have access to my character sheet.
Oh. Did you link the thing that I gave you?
Of what?
Was there a... I thought I had given you... I forget. Was there a link I sent you to access that? I think I sent it over.
Yeah, just like the link that you sent me last time for my character sheet. When I click it, yeah, it just says access denied.
Okay, I know what it is. I need you to send me a Gmail account.
Okay.
And I will
Wait, hold on.
link it to you. I think I can for right now just share this link, but at some point you'll need to send me the Gmail thing. But anyways, you guys kind of sitting there, you're getting triage. Uhtred, they're gonna walk over and start bandaging you up, and the first thing they're gonna ask you, they're gonna say, "Are you a mudblood?"
I don't know.
What? As they kind of are holding these syringes, trying to decide what to do with you. Help you.
Karma's gonna go, I saw him crack his skull, now he is standing. There is no more crack.
They kind of, here, I'm gonna send this link to you real quick.
no, it's fine, I was just logged into the wrong Gmail.
Okay, there we go, cool. So, they kind of look to you too, and they just like don't know what the fuck to do. So they're like, one of the nurses is just gonna start bandaging your side, to stop the bleeding. But and she's gonna like take out what appears. She's gonna kind of wheel you over and Dipper over to kind of these like little like tables where they've kind of pulled these outside, and you can see as like they're like just tons of people, like almost like these tents around as they're just trying to fix people up and drag people around and fix them. So Dipper, you just got 3 Ichor. I need you to make me a Polycraft Fellcraft roll. And I believe on this potion you gain +2 dice. Did you add the 2 dice to that?
I'm muted, sorry. What's this
good.
for?
So this is so the way healing works with the blood is that they're giving you more Ichor to heal yourself.
I see.
Ooh, you get a 2.
Jankies.
So you go ahead. You see as like on. So I believe you only get. I think that's enough for a level 2. No, you get it. That's healing factor. So you go ahead and get injected with this, and as you do, you kind of, as you feel kind of this rush through you as ichor kind of flows into your veins, and you feel as your like immense heat from your shoulder and this like sharp pain as your shoulder begins stitching itself partially back together. You can go ahead and reduce your level 3 injury to a level 2. You have healing factor now. Healing factor means that for the next like hour-ish, you're going to heal faster than you normally would. Jake, it's making the sound again. I don't know why. But on top of that, so you can reduce your injury level. Okay, so you go from a 3 to a 2. That's going to heal quicker over time. That injury like just forever now. So on that specific injury, you'll heal quicker. You're still in your bestial form, as you can only have one of the effects, like one transformation like effect active at once. You go ahead, you're gonna lose your strength point, as you guys can see, as he kind of like, his body kind of loosens, and he kind of almost shrinks a tiny bit. Actually not shrinks, that's stupid. No, you're the same size, you're just not as strong. Yeah, that's kind of, like, I don't know how you gain mass, but,
Yeah, short people are strong too.
Exactly. Jake, it's making the noise. Jake, if you wouldn't mind just flipping up your mic when you're not I don't know why it's doing that. That's really sad. But anyways, so you are stabilized now. They're going to keep working on your wound, even though you're not in critical danger now. They're going to be applying salves and stuff to it, and they're going to stitch it up regardless of what your body's doing, and then they're going to bandage you up. While that's all going on, Uhtred, they're not quite too sure what to do with you, as you kind of just stand there like dumbfounded. They're going to go ahead and pull you aside. First thing they're going to go ahead and do is kind of clean out the wound, apply salve, begin stitching you back up. They're going to wrap you up with what appears to be a bandage. They're going to look and kind of one more time, they have 2 vials. They're going to say, are you Felcr? Ah, fuck it. And they're just going to take the one, not the one that they look like they gave to, what's his name? Not what they look like they gave to Dipper. It's a different one. And they're going to go ahead and inject you with that. You kind of feel this rush through you, Uhtred. And you can feel this kind of heat coming from your wound now. It's quite painful. Your effect isn't going to change right now. But that's what happens. So you kind of have this like aching, like heat coming from your wound now.
Logan was like, "What the fuck did you just give me?"
Shut up! As one of the nurses kind of just walks away from you and grabs another person. Like she's gonna grab the kid that has his legs blown off and take him over to one of the triage units and begin like working on him. And
is Asher here?
Asher has already been grabbed off. She's kind of sitting there like with this 1,000-yard stare. Her right arm is blown off at the elbow joint.
I want to go over and talk to her.
What do you say?
What happened? Are you okay?
She's just kind of look at your face, and she's just like 1,000-yard stare.
I am gonna look over for Uhtred and try and call him over then.
So Uhtred,
I'm gonna walk over.
You kind of sit up from the table, kind of having to adjust from the pain on your side. You kind of sit up. As for Sirius, one second. Sirius, as you kind of pull up Lord Roseblood, you can see as some of the nurses, which appear to be, instead of wearing these kind of, these normal white uniforms, these nurses wearing these kind of dark purple uniforms, they're going to see you guys, and they're going to grab you two and go, Lord Rosebloods, are you hurt? And they kind of look to your dad, and the two of them are instantly going to begin working on him. They're going to take him, they're going to kind of separate you two. One of the nurses looking at you and going, are you injured? And this is to you, Sirius.
No, I'm not.
You're covered in soot and stuff, by the way. You have some like exterior scratches, nothing that would actually be considered an injury. Your clothes are kind of like just filthy with like rubble and scrapes. You're not injured at all though. And it's just kind of gonna look you up and down. And she goes, What happened? We got the emergency call to mobilize the square. Is that? And she kind of like looks timidly over the walls towards where the square would be.
Some terrible things happened. an explosion, a bunch of just crazy stuff happened. I don't know. Sirius kind of
as you're listening and
puts his
talking to
hand to his
her,
head.
you hear from behind
Yeah.
you hear what would you hear? You'd hear he's going critical as you turn around and you see your father. They have him on a table. He begins convulsing, and they're injecting him with stuff and like wrapping it. And there's like 3 nurses working on him at once. And you can see as he's like reaching out his hand towards you.
Sirius's eyes kind of go wide, and he kind of rushes towards him if he can, unless like he gets stopped.
So you kind of run up and grab something. The nurses don't seem to care because they're just too busy paying attention on like his specific injuries, which appear to be a big gash at the side. He also appears like one of his legs is critically damaged, but like it's kind of his upper chest and his kind of side that are like look like red and like chummy and like ground up. And he's gonna go ahead and grab you in and pull you in close, and I'm gonna drag you over to Whispers.
Ooh.
I'll be getting cool Whispers moment.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Oh man, why did the music stop? Hold on one second. Why did my Groovy die? Or it's not Groovy anymore. Hold on, let me play this.
Probably because it switched channels.
Probably. But Groovy used to be able to do that. It's okay. Let me play this. And then play this. You're not playing. Oh, I don't know if it has permission. Well, regardless, here's what I'll do. So as he kind of pulls you close, Sirius, he looks to you and he pulls you close to his ears, and you can see like he's looking over your shoulder, and he's gonna look to you and he's gonna go, Sirius. And he kind of like, you see like kind of this hesitance as he kind of says that name, and he kind of pulls you close. He says, "Whatever you do, my son, don't let her out of your sight." As he kind of like, you see his eyes tracking over his shoulder towards Vex, and he says, "Don't let her out of your sight. Don't." And he's kind of like shaking, and he goes, "I, shaman," and he's gonna kind of start convulsing. And
Sirius's eyes kind of go wide. What do you mean?
Follow her. Don't lose. And he's gonna go ahead and kind of convulse for a second, and he's gonna go kind of still. The nurses seem to be working furiously. You hear one of them go, "Does he have a pulse?" And he goes, "He still has a pulse, but he appears to have just passed out." Cool.
Yeah.
I'll drag you back over.
Yay.
Okay, 1 second.
Where's YouTube bot?
YouTube bot does not want to play over in the other channel, so we didn't have YouTube bot for the moment.
Oh. So we just
Should have
didn't have
left him
music.
with us.
I know.
Yeah. You stole our music.
Okay,
Hey Jack, is this better though?
that is better.
Cool.
I don't hear it. But so you guys kind of is YouTube bot playing?
No, he's not. That's
No.
why I want YouTube bot.
He got kicked or
He
something.
got
He's
murdered?
not in the channel.
No,
He's in the channel. I see him right here.
I don't see him.
It's
I don't see him
online.
either.
YouTube bot.
Well,
No,
not
no,
in
no,
the
no.
voice channel.
Hold on 1 second. Did I mess
You have
up?
to probably like make him join or something.
There is.
You just have to replay it.
I already did.
Oh.
Hold on here. Maybe this isn't as good.
Well, nothing is as good as Groovy bot.
Groovy bot was the best. For those of you that don't know, our favorite Groovy bot, our bot got murdered. He was just as much a part of the game as everyone.
He said, "Hold on." What a Chad.
Added song to queue. Oh, is it just not playing? Hold on, I have an idea. It'll be
Groovy was a player character.
The main character.
Yeah,
he was
it's like
the main
a
character.
band that followed the party. It's like a piano on wheels.
He's just like a big like boombox.
In 80s boombox, he died because we couldn't afford double D batteries.
Do you guys have you seen Deltarune?
No.
Oh, fine. Okay, let me I'll just leave the call right now. Sorry.
Here, what I'll do.
Is it dash play still? That's sad.
I have a backup. Hold on 1 second.
again, we couldn't make the music. I'm a fantastic beatboxer.
Yeah, it's just Danny. 1 second.
As an emotional moment's happening, and bam, Sirius, your dad's dead.
Hold on, we got to get like, some
Finafria
beats.
just starts beatboxing.
Here are the characters from Deltarune. That's Groovy Bot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's literally perfect.
We need to make a sacrifice to the groovy gods to get another groovy bot.
Come on, Sammy, you
It has
gotta
to
do
be
your
one of us.
job.
I mean,
Zammy, you're the sacrifice expert. You sacrificed all those lives.
Why isn't this working? This bot
why don't we
sucks.
do Kilroy? He's much more valuable than Finacrio.
No, I just
It's
said
more
you're
of
the
like
one.
an
You're the
emotional
one.
sacrifice.
No, I wasn't saying that you
I
were
mean,
like.
I'm up for you. Come on.
I wasn't saying that Finacria was dying. I was going to die. I said you're in charge of his sacrifice.
Oh, definitely Kilroy. That's like the real, like, oh, that's the puncher, you know? Or Uhtred, you know, I'm fine with him dying too.
He can't die.
Okay, let's see if
Sadly.
this works.
Badly.
Hold on here, guys.
Maybe we can, like, put
This
you,
is-
like, in a dark room and constantly, like, bleed you. And it's like
This is
fuel to the
this-
engines of GroovyBot.
oh.
I'm going to say this, Zammy. I did find out that I theoretically could do the miracle of sacrifice on Helena and bring her back.
I wouldn't be opposed.
Okay. So, you guys see as Uhtred's, or not Uhtred, that's fucking dead.
Already dead.
You see as Sirius's dad kind of goes still over on the operating table, and his hand kind of just falls a little bit beside him.
Sirius kind of has like this sad look on his face. So I guess he like starts backing away because like he can't really do much in this situation. He'll kind of walk back to the party. He'll do a quick glance at like Vex and Uhtred because they seem alright. Yeah, what's Vex doing right now?
Vex is just kind of has like she's just looking around at all of the chaos and like blood and screaming around you, and like there's a kid like getting like his legs like bandaged up below the knee joint, he's got no feet anymore. You see as like people are missing arms and limbs, plenty of axe wounds. You guys do see as her eyes kind of flash for a second as you see walking up the or actually I'm sorry, charging up, you see Flint, the Laughing Storm, and he's carrying this kind of red dress body. You guys kind of pick it out and you see you can't barely tell under all the blood and soot and ash, as it appears he's holding Lady Redguard's body. And he's going to run up and he's going to go, "Medic! I need a medic!" And the people that are wearing this purple are going to rush forward and start grabbing her, and they're going to drag her over towards the table. And he's going to rush over there with her. And you see as he's just like bawling, Vex is going to scream and go, "Mom!" And she's going to run across. You see, like, frickin' Flint is just like drenched in blood. It's not his blood. He seems to have an injury to his leg, but he is like painted with it, and he's gonna kind of turn and say, "Vex," and he's gonna like drop to a knee and like hug her, and she's gonna grab him, and they're gonna both like just start sobbing on the ground, and he's gonna like kind of like do the dad thing where he like puts his hand through her hair, like looking at her face, and he's like shaking, and he's gonna look around, and he's gonna go, I thought I, and she's gonna go, actually she's not gonna say anything, she's just gonna hug him and bawl, and he's gonna look over his shoulder and see you guys all kind of standing there, and he's gonna look back towards Lady Redguard, and one of the nurses is going to scream, "We're losing her!" And you see them like injecting these shots. So Lady Redguard now that you guys can see her more clearly on the table, her red dress is kind of hiding it all. You can see as basically her entire left side of her body is like shredded. Her left side of her face, her hair on that side, and you can see her chest moving up and down like in slow, ragged breaths. And the nurse are scrambling furiously, and Flint is going to stand up and like run over to her and like grab her hand and goes, "No, stay with me, Veronica," and he's gonna like put his head towards hers as these nurses are like trying every single thing in their power.
Uhtred's gonna slowly kind of just walk up and just like in disbelief and just kind of like fall to his knees there and just like watch like in pain.
And you see as the nurses kind of like turn towards one another, and you see as kind of her ragged breaths, and you can see just like a tear falling out of her eyes, and to Flint she's gonna go, "I loved you," and you see her hand fall. And Flint is going to fall to his knees and let his hands just fall beside him. Just taking deep breaths. And there's silence as all of the like surrounding like nurses and all the people that are injured, besides the nurses that still work on people, are like looking over their shoulders at this. And you can see multiple like people like start crying and bursting out into tears. Vex is going to just like freaking like just like lose her footing completely and just pass out on the ground.
I'm gonna run over to Vex.
Uhtred's gonna kind of like, he's already there, just gonna snap him out of it, and he's gonna like turn to Vex and start trying to wake her up. Vex, wake up! As he's like trying to shake her up, thinking that she may have just like died.
Karma's gonna call over a nurse. "Excuse me, please."
One of the nurses is gonna kind of come over, and they're all gonna like kind of stand around and try to like wake her up as you guys. And she kind of checks Vex's head and stuff. No injuries, and Vex kind of like is on there on the ground. She fell. She's still conscious. She's just there like crying quietly, sobbing. And you guys gotta hear like behind you guys as kind of Flint kind of pushes past you guys, and his hand's kind of smearing blood on you as he does, and he's gonna like, and Flint is like mad, like Flint, just so you guys know, Flint is like 5'6", or no, I'm sorry, not 5'6", 6'6".
Wow, he's short.
He's like a big dude, and he's like this big long dude, and he's gonna reach down and like cradle up her and like wrap him up into her, and he's gonna like pick her and slowly walk towards inside the castle, and he's gonna turn towards Uhtred, and he's gonna kind of you guys in general, and he says, "Follow me, hi." And he's gonna kind of walk slowly in towards the deeper parts of Castle Tearstone.
I shall follow.
Sirius kind of eyes his father, and then he kind of follows along.
I'm gonna make sure that Finacrio and Dipper follow.
Nat is gonna kind of turn, and she just looks shocked as she's like looking at Lady Redguard's body, and she turns to Finacrio and she goes, "Oh God, or not God, oh my brights, what? No."
We're alive. Okay, we survived. We made it. The castle is safe. Okay, it's fine. And Finacrio grabs Nat's hand and continues to follow.
So you guys follow, if everyone is following, so Dipper, once they kind of stitch up your wound, like at this point you've been kind of watching all of this over from the side. You've kind of leaned yourself up, kind of sitting on this bench. You're bandaged, I believe I said it was your left shoulder.
Yeah.
Your arm kind of in a little bit of a sling. You kind
So
of...
wait, so they brought me all the way back up to full acre, and then how much did I use for healing factor?
Use
2?
so you should only have 1.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes, you have
I
1
3.
left. So the thing is, like, you can have multiple effects active at once, but like every time you use that spell or the effect, you can't like stack it infinitely. But yeah, like once you use it, it resets. So it's whatever this new thing is.
Okay.
You kind of see, I'm gonna say kind of when you saw like Lady Redguard like come in, you kind of stood up to your feet to try to get a better look at what was going on, and you kind of witnessed this entire thing happen kind of off to the side. And you see, I guess, as Karma comes over to you and like motions you to follow her in towards the castle.
He follows. Dipper, his eyes just look. He looks like he's just kind of. He can't really comprehend what's happened.
You guys kind of all pull inside. You guys don't see Kilroy though, but you guys kind of pull inside, and you guys kind of walk towards the throne room. And inside, you guys see multiple guards as they kind of like look. You see like they're all quiet, like looking down past the hallway. As you can see, like there's like hushed whispers saying, "She's dead? No, oh god." You can see like the guards, like some of these gigantic, beefy guards are like shedding tears and trying to compose themselves. Jake is doing it again. They kind of lead you towards the main throne room. And I will go ahead and move... actually, let's just do Theater of Mind. There's no point not to. As you guys kind of get drawn into the main area of the throne room, you can see that it's basically been like blocked off as there are guards surrounding it. And you guys walk in, the doors open up, and you see two guards in there. And you see Flint is going to walk over, and he's going to turn towards the two guards and say, "Leave us." And they nod their heads kind of slowly, and they make their way out, and they're going to close the door behind him. And he is like going to slowly place Vex down on like the I think if you guys looked at the throne room, there's like a little like almost like steps at the base of it, and he's going to kind of set her down there to sit. And she's just kind of like look down at her feet, and she's kind of drenched in the blood that he was drenched in now. And he's gonna turn, and he's gonna start pacing back and forth. And he's gonna turn to Uhtred and say, "I need you to take my daughter away from Redwall tonight."
Yes, Flynn, I will. Where should we go?
You two. And he's gonna turn to Karma. "Don't tell me where. Just leave. It's not safe here anymore. The Inquisition, they'll..." And he kind of turns back towards Vex. "You can take Kilroy's," and he's like, and he looks around, he doesn't see Kilroy. "Where's Kilroy?" And you guys can see as Kilroy is like, or actually you can't see because the door is like locked, and you guys hear like a rasp, and one of the guards kind of opens it up, and he kind of goes, "Lord Flint, there's a kid out here. We won't stop trying to get in." And he says, "Let him in." And Kilroy kind of like bursts through, like puffing and huffing. And he appears to be, he has a lot more like blood and stuff on him than he did before. And you can see it on his hands and stuff. And they kind of let him pass through, and they close the door. And Flint is gonna walk kind of over and say, "You're leaving tonight, Kilroy. You're gonna take Vex out of here. Take your wagon and be gone. Don't tell me where." He kind of looks at all of you. I have to go be a lord."
Flint, I have one more question though.
He turns to you.
Vex, she got hurt, but she's okay now. Why is that?
"No questions. Dangerous questions." And he's gonna kind of look to all of you. And he's gonna kind of narrow his eyes and serious for a second. And he's gonna kind of wave his head off. "You've been a good friend to my daughter, Roseblood. Would you continue the same?"
Of course. I anything for a friend.
And he kind of turns, and he's gonna like walk over towards the door, turn back, and say, "Gather what you need tonight. Leave as soon as possible. I'll find you." when I need to. And he's gonna kind of his fists kind of grip for a second, and he's gonna go ahead and proceed out of the chamber. Hey, Jacob's doing it again.
Well, I was about to speak, so
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of like turn to Kilroy and go, we need to make it over to the Weeping Anvil.
Kilroy kind of with like tears, he's like crying, but his like face isn't sad. He seems extremely composed and a little bit cold. And he kind of just nods his head. And he's gonna walk over towards Vex, kind of kneel down for a second. And he's gonna whisper something in her ear. And she kind of, like her eyes that are kind of in this 1,000-yard stare towards her feet kind of look up for a second. And she kind of just nods her head. And he's gonna take her hand. And he's gonna start leading her kind of up onto her feet. Vex kind of stops for a second and like thinks. She goes, hey, Jacob's doing it again. If she kind of turns and she kind of looks over towards the left, towards where you guys went down into the crypt, and she's gonna kind of she's gonna go, if we're leaving, we should. And she turns and she looks towards kind of, I would assume it would be Karma and Uhtred and everybody else. She's gonna go, I found what we were looking for down there. I hid it. It might be handy. There's money.
Where is it? I will get it.
In that room. The door is open. I hit it towards, and she kind of like walks kind of closer to you, and she's kind of like shaking, and she goes, I left it down there. There's nobody else has access to the crypt, so it was safe. I just left it in that room.
Okay, excellent. My friend, he drew a map, so we will find it, we will retrieve it, and we will meet you at Weeping Anvil.
You don't have a map, by the way.
Finocchio does.
No, Nox has the map.
I think.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Nox wrote the map.
Finocchio.
I made a map, but I also don't have my notebook on me where I drew a copy of the map.
Look, I think traveling as a large group in the streets right now is not the best idea. Kilroy.
Killer kind of turns to you for a second, and he kind of goes, yes, Uhtred.
I'll go to the Weeping Anvil and get the wagon.
I'll come with. We should get Vex out of here. We should, and she kind of turns to Vex and he goes, should we take the other way out? And she kind of just nods her head, and she kind of gestures towards the she kind of turns and like Kilroy leads her up behind the throne, and the throne is like this big like kind of like carved stone thing, and they kind of approach the back of it, and Vex is gonna kind of speak some words behind near the stone, and she's gonna put her hand on it, and as it does, you can see as it kind of like flashes for a second, and you can see as this path is revealed within the stone as this thing kind of pulls back. This will lead us outside of Castle Tearstone back into the city.
Well, where should we meet you guys when we get the wagon?
She kind of turns. I don't, and Kilroy kind of looks around and goes, we should all meet at the anvil. We can all make our way there separately.
Sounds good.
I'd rather go with Vexilia and Kilroy, or just Vexilia. He gestures with that. We cannot let her die, or else it'll be devastating, even more than it already has been.
I want to keep an eye on Vex too. Sirius kind of steps up. Seems fairly determined in keeping an eye on Vex.
Kilroy is gonna kind of let go of Vex's hand, and he's gonna turn to Karma and say, "Then I'll go with Karma."
Karma has a big smile on her face, and she goes, "Excellent. We will leave now."
Well, I guess it's
So who's
me,
going
you,
with
and
her?
Kilroy.
So it's
Well, I think I'll
who's going
go.
downstairs right now, and who's going out the secret
Dipper,
passage?
Dipper's sticking with Karma.
Okay.
Dipper's, Dipper. Sirius is sticking with Vex.
Okay, so Vex, Sirius, Nat, Finacrio are all one group, right? And then Karma, Kilroy, Uhtred, and who am I missing? Is that those three?
Dipper.
Dipper. They're going to the basement to go find what was left down there.
Oh, no, I'm going outside. I was going to go get the wagon.
So you're going with Vex then?
Yeah.
Okay. So then it's only going to be Dipper, Karma, and Kilroy going down to go grab the stuff?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, you guys kind of nod, and Kilroy feels like, you see as like, Kilroy kind of just watches as like you guys descend down into this path. And for those of you that went down the secret path, we'll get back to you guys in a second. You three that are still there, Kilroy kind of like turns and he looks to you two and he goes, "Let's get this over with. We gotta be quick. What even is down here?"
There is treasure. We almost found it, but then Uhtred fell in hole.
Oh. As Kilroy kind of begins to like kind of walk over towards the descending staircase, and which leads into the crypt. And he's gonna go ahead and grab one of the torches off of the wall and begin to kind of lead down. You guys' eyes. So your night vision is technically a polycraft trick. So as you guys kind of descend down and things get darker, if you guys would like, you can use a trick to make your eyes night vision.
Can I roll for that?
Actually, I'm sorry.
Know that I can do it.
I'm sorry. Actually, it is not a trick. It is actually because it actually is very useful. So that is technically a level 1. That is a common polycraft. You can attempt to. I don't think you can use polycraft right now, Karma.
No.
So will it use an ichor?
It will not. Well, it will use one ichor, but you can see in the darkness.
Okay. I'm sure. Like, I think. No, I'll make it.
Did you get it? I can't. For some reason, it didn't pop up. Okay, you got a 1. You get it. Yeah. So you kind of feel as your eyes kind of click in, and everything becomes like a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. Opening a window. Everything becomes a little bit washed out, the color at least, as it becomes kind of more gray, dark, and black. But you can see quite visibly everything around you, off in the distance, as you guys descend into the caverns. You guys make your way down, and it's all you guys basically had to do was go. And actually, I'll take you guys down the path. So for you guys that are here, so here, on the board here, would you guys follow me real quick into here? We'll descend into the dungeon.
Can you drag us?
I can drag you guys there. Yeah. Gotta do all the work.
Yeah, I can only move so fast.
Yeah, I'll drag her right down. While we're waiting, and I'm getting to there. So you guys that are kind of exiting the secret passage, it kind of winds you guys down underneath the ground, and you follow this path for probably a good, we'll say a good like 30-ish minutes, and you guys end up, you go down for a while, then eventually you kind of level out, and you're kind of in this dank underground, like it actually gives a couple of you guys PTSD, because some of you have been in a similar situation to this before. And
I got lost.
What'd you say?
I got lost. I don't know where the...
No, I got you, man. I'm gonna just teleport everybody there.
Cool.
Because it was taken home. But anyways, you guys... Here, I'll drag everybody out. Or at least everybody that should be here. So Karma... and Dipper. Okay. So you guys find yourself in the deep underground area here. But anyways, the people that were in the other path, you guys lead down this. It takes you out. You guys eventually end up coming to what appears to be kind of a sewer network, and you can smell the rotting stench around. You guys kind of are led through, and it's a pretty clear marked path. There aren't any detours, and you guys are eventually led into what is apparently like a main cistern, and there appears to be a ladder and a manhole above you. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say one of you guys could have grabbed a torch, just for the sake of simplicity, so we don't have to make a bunch of rolls. But you guys, if you want, are able to exit into the street.
Yeah, we'll just exit into the street.
Yeah.
Here, let me change up the music here a second. It's kind of getting boring. As for you guys that are down in the crypt, can everybody see their token here?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 second. Just change the music here. It's good. Choo-choo-choo. Okay. Buckman. Do this real quick.
I have 2 questions for Karma.
Sure.
Question 1, can I roll to see what my mental state is? And then 2, can I see if I remember how to do this?
So, mental state, we'll say that's just a raw intelligence check. This is your ability to keep yourself composed. Go ahead and roll. This will determine if you start, like, going crazy.
Let me see. What was it? A raw intelligence check?
So it'll be 3 plus your intelligence, and that'll be it. Unless you have another applicable skill that you think would help you, I don't think general knowledge would help.
No. Well, even if it did.
2 of the 2. After all of what just happened, you're beginning to feel the weight of it and the terror as you kind of like walking down, you're kind of going from this like warm summer afternoon into this dank cold, and you feel kind of the cold around you, and you begin to realize like, holy sh! Like I just saw people die. I just saw a little kid get their legs blown off. My friend got buried with an axe. People are dead. I'm not safe here. Somebody might know about why I'm here. Why do they care? I have a baby apparently. I'm dead. And this is all kind of just sinking into you as you guys make your way down. And by the time you're at the bottom, your hands are kind of clammy and you're feeling like jittery and on edge.
Okay.
1 second.
That's way better than I thought, so.
What is this?
And then, what would my role be to see if I remember how to do this?
You know that, so that door, she said that the door was just open. She never had it closed.
Oh, perfect.
So you guys just have to walk over there.
Don't fall in the trap.
Well, I'm not you, so.
Kilroy's just like looking around like terrified and go, well, we should be quick. Where are we going?
Sure, be quick, but also don't fall into hole.
What hole?
Hole that Uhtred made when he fell.
Oh, and he's kind of like looking around.
If you want, you can hold my hand.
Sure, that, I don't want to fall in any holes.
Yes, excellent. Dipper, would you like to hold my hand as well?
I'm okay. Thank you, though.
Dipper, like, looks down at his arm in a sling.
I like my limp arm.
Okay, excellent. I remember it was further down this way. Everyone, please stay close together because we have enough going on. Don't need any more missing people.
Why were you guys down here in the first place?
Vic said it was a very important mission, so I always listen.
Oh. Man, these sewers are... So... And Killer kind of looks down. Oh. This is
Please be
weird.
careful again.
He kind of like looks down and like gets to the edge of the trap and like looks down and it goes, Wuchert fell down there?
Really quick, what button do you press to make it snap to your character?
I think you just click on your icon on the left.
How do I make walls disappear?
Hit N, I believe.
Yes, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, excellent. We are here. Now we must find what Vex was talking about.
So, as you guys kind of approach inside, can everybody here make me a perception check?
Sure. Perception. And that, if you have a point in reflex, it adds a dice, is that right?
Indeed.
Perfect.
Okay. It's actually pretty good.
Oops. Oh shit!
So Karma,
Oh.
only with the torchlight, if the torch wasn't lit right now, you couldn't see anything.
Correct.
So I'm actually gonna deduct a point from yours, but it's still plenty more than what you need. But Dipper, because you used your what's it called, your sight, I'll do yours first because you can actually see in the darkness a little bit easier. You guys see as there appear to be a couple things. You see 3 chests on the wall to your right. And on your left, you see what appears to be a bunch of racks of weapons. Now, everything in here is like, all of the wood is like rotten and waterlogged and soggy. Lots of the weapons that are over there on the left, they're all rusted, broken. They look like they've been down here for ages. And the chests look the same way too. Like everything looks like deteriorated, like it's been sitting in a like moldy, wet basement for like many, many years.
I'm gonna open the chests.
Which one would you like to open first?
So there's 2.
Yes. Well, there's
And
3.
where are they?
Can you see them on the
Oh,
right side of
3?
the wall?
I think you should inspect.
Yeah. Like, do any of them look? Do they all just look identical?
With your perception check, I will say that the one in the middle appears to be a little bit larger.
Okay, I'm gonna look in the middle one.
Okay, so you walk up to it, and as you flick it open, you open up, and a crossbow shoots you in the chest. Not joking.
I'm.
Damn, he's not
you
Uhtred. You can't do
can't-
that.
Yeah, you can't do that to me, man.
I can do whatever I want, but you approach the chest, you click the chest open, and you flip it open. Inside, you see what appears to be a plate, like a set of armor. You don't know quite a lot about armor, but the box is all rotten, everything. You look inside, all of the there appears there was almost like an undergarment to be worn. Anything that's made of like cloth or anything, it appears to be rotten, destroyed. But the armor itself appears to be in pristine condition, even though it's been down here this long.
What's it made of?
Metal. It's like metal. It appears to be like plate.
I see. I'm gonna open the left chest. That was all that was in the middle one.
It appears to be, and it's almost like the Batman, like, you know, Batman has armor like laid out all cool. That's what was in the chest. And like and inside you can see all of like these like Redwall insignias. I'm gonna even say on like the lid of the chest, you can see what appears to be like a couple of notes like stuck inside of it. You can't quite read what they said because they look like they're all yellowed and rotten and moldy.
Hey, Kilroy, you know anything about this armor?
Kilroy's gonna kind of just like waddle over, and he's gonna kind of go, whoa, that's plate armor. And he kind of taps on it, and he looks like around. I don't know how that isn't rusted.
Maybe the special armor, like the science walls.
Well, that seems kind of useful.
You should put it on.
And so, when I mean armor, like, it is a chest piece. It's like your main chest piece, and what appears to be like gauntlets.
I see.
If you need help putting it on, I can help.
Kilroy's gonna kind of inspect the top of the chest, and he's gonna go, I think this is like a soldier's chest, like they would take off to, battle and war.
It is very nice.
Well, then why would it be down here? And why only one of them?
He kind of just shrugs his shoulders. Well, I don't know. I mean, there are other chests.
Dipper,
Is there anything left in this one?
You're on the one on the left?
Yes.
Okay, you open it up and you're shot by a crossbow in the chest.
Excellent.
Nobody's checking these chests. Guess we're real lucky. Karma, you click open this chest and you open it up, and inside you can see what appears to be all of this rusty, you can see various weapons in here that have just become rusted and just unusable. And there's a row of daggers. You can see the only thing that doesn't seem to be in the worst condition possible and just ruined, you see this twirled up golden cord.
Ooh. Karma kind of carefully sticks her hand in and pulls it up. Kilroy, what is this?
As you kind of reach down, Karma, and touch this, instantly this gold cord is going to slip up around your arm. As
she screams.
As you, Dipper, and Kilroy look as this golden metallic snake slips around and is going to wrap around Karma's neck. It's not choking you, but it won't let go, and it kind of restricts you for a second, and you feel that slowly the pressure is increasing.
Something is touching me!
Dipper immediately runs over and tries to start pulling it off.
You begin to yank it as you see it only tighten and tighten and tighten. Karma, you feel as your consciousness is leaving, and then all of a sudden you can see it has a little snake head on it. Kilroy is looking frantically, and he tries to help pull it off, and he looks over and he sees something on what appears to be the snake itself. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta get this right.
Dipper takes out Fang and tries to cut it.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
So as you begin to cut it, Dipper, you begin to slash it. It is going to release off of Karma and go and bind itself around you next.
God damn it!
And so the second you touch it, you see it scratches it. It doesn't do a ton of a lot to it. But Kilroy's trying to inspect it and read it, and you and you whack it with your dagger, your short sword, and it's going to release her and go shoot over and coil around you next. 1 second, guys.
Okay.
I gotta actually.
Oh boy.
I gotta actually read this. I believe I put this under here.
Can I make a check to see if I would know what this is?
Make me
yeah.
very this is technically from where he's from though, so he might. Can you go ahead and make me a
General
knowledge check? Yeah.
Can I do that as well?
You can, but I mean, you are Karma.
Yeah.
I got 2 dice. What level is this?
This will be, let's say this is a level 4. This is difficult.
Oh, I can't even. Can't.
But it's general. It's general knowledge. This isn't affected. I think this doesn't get applied because you're technically. This isn't a physical check.
Oh. Well, I wouldn't have gotten it anyway because
mine is 2 anyways.
I would have had to get all successes instead to crit.
So, Kilroy, as this wraps around you, and it's gonna wrap this one.
You mean Dipper?
I mean Dipper. It's going to completely wrap around Dipper's neck and begin squeezing. And you see as his eyes and his face starts turning red, and he starts coughing, trying to get this off his neck. And Kilroy is gonna touch it and go, Asclepius, stop! and the snake is just gonna stop and release and just slide off to the ground.
How did you do this, Kilroy?
I can read.
Karma's just eyes are gonna
Dipper-
glitter.
Dipper gasps for air.
He's gonna kind of point down, and he's gonna go. This is like a named. I don't know. I read a book about Leodelphia and stuff, and like he kind of points to, and you can see like inscribed in this weird kind of floaty language of Leodelphia. It's common, but like the way they write it is different. It's like it's more cursive-y. He goes, "That's its name," and I didn't think it was gonna work, but he kind of just shrugs.
Asclepius, my uncle has talked about this.
So Karma, you have like you and your uncle. He's told you about like his old like tales and like how he used to go and like do all these adventuring and like swashbuckling and stuff, and about like these pirates he met. But he had this thing called Asclepius that was like passed down in your family. He had lost it in like a game of chance. So you actually know something quite like, or at least you're not sure if this is his Asclepius, but you've heard of something like this before. Now that like you actually know the name.
Dipper's still
if I
like
bring this
trying to-
home. Oh, sorry. You go.
Dipper's still trying to like get his. He's out of breath. He's breathing really heavy. He says, "What even is this thing?"
My uncle, he used to have it.
Spellcraft. Your uncle? And Killer kind of like raises an eyebrow at you.
Yes, my uncle Emilios.
I didn't know you had an uncle.
Yes, my uncle and my mom. They are the only two people that I hold dear to my heart. Besides you and Dipper, of course.
Oh! Killer kind of like blushes. He's gonna.
Yeah, Dipper blushes too. Is Dipper still in cat mode?
Technically, since you have healing factor active and night vision, you're like Teen Wolf mode.
Okay, sweet.
He's gonna kind of turn over towards.
Damn
Karma.
furries.
He's gonna turn towards Karma and say, "Do you want to hold it?"
Sure, I bet if I brought this home, my uncle would be very pleased with me.
Okay.
Speaking of my home, we can go to my home, since this place is no longer safe.
Well, Karma, that's like across the continent.
It sure
Dipper-
will take time, but...
Dipper says, I don't know, Karma. I don't.
Didn't you guys just get here?
I don't know if I can go back.
Well, this place kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Home.
Dipper
Great.
Dipper cautiously opens the right chest.
You were once again shot by a crossbow. I'm not joking.
Three times.
Not
Wait.
joking. Not joking. So you go
That
ahead.
sounds like Uhtred's luck.
There's like an Uhtred like effect where if you open anything, I have to roll like a d20 to see if you get like trapped. You click open this one, Dipper, and your eyes, you look inside, and like you guys see like dollar signs in Dipper's eyes. You see a chest. You can see like sacks in it, and inside of them are coins of various denomination.
Dipper says, "Jackpot."
How much are we talking?
Would you like to count it?
Yeah, I'm gonna count it.
Okay, let me think here. I think I'm gonna go look on my thing here and see how much I had down there.
That takes 2 hours.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
Can I kind of like eyeball it? Like what kinds
You're
of
not sure.
coins are they?
It's different kinds of coins. It doesn't appear to be. It doesn't seem like whoever put this down here, they didn't sort the coins.
Kilroy, you're a
Okay.
smart man. Please come take a look.
Kilroy walks over. That's a lot of money.
Excellent.
It appears to be there's about three pouches that are the size of, we'll say, about like a small carton of milk.
I think we should all take one.
Dipper nods and he puts one of the pouches in his bag.
Karma's going to take the other one and put it in between her boobs.
It's quite heavy, but
I was gonna say that's a big pouch.
But even for you, that's it's gonna slip.
My tits are great.
Kilroy's gonna take one and kind of like slowly put it in his satchel, and he's gonna point to the armor. Who wants this?
I think Dipper should wear it.
But his arm.
I don't know. I think it'd be a good look on Kilroy.
What? And Kilroy
But
right now
Kilroy
is in
already
Leo's
have on great outfit.
Kilroy is shivering right now. He doesn't have that much clothing on since it's Philadelphia.
Karma makes like a pouty face.
Well, okay, I'll put it on. We gotta be quick, guys. We're taking too much time. And Kilroy's gonna like lean down. And if you guys would like, you guys can put the armor on Kilroy.
Karma's gonna ask first. Would you like me help?
I can't put it on without help. I don't think, so sure.
Excellent.
So
She starts
Kilroy
to.
is wearing the most goofy outfit right now. He's got like a metal chest plate on, and these gauntlets.
When we stop by your place, you can put on different clothing.
Okay. So Kilroy has an armor penalty now because he's really weak. He has a lot of weight. So he's gonna move a little bit sluggishly. He can still move, but like he looks kind of like happy actually. Like he looks like excited to be wearing the armor, but it's obviously way too heavy for him, even though it's not that much armor. And Kilroy's gonna kind of get it all on and kind of wobble a second, go, "Ooh, okay. Well, was there anything else?"
Kilroy's too heavy, falls in a hole, dies.
Game. Well, thanks for watching this session, everybody. No. Okay. You guys haven't checked the other side of the room. You guys can either check it now, or you guys can leave.
I would like to check it,
Okay.
just because we're already here.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
So you
I
guys
gotta
kind of.
make sure I don't fall in the hole. Kilroy, don't fall in the hole.
Whoa! Kilroy gives it a wide berth. Wow. Good thing I don't slip in there.
I think my uncle, he once told me that Asclepius, he eat weapons like this.
Would you know that? I don't know if you know that, because I know we made it
can-
together, but
We can find out.
make me a general knowledge check. We'll see if you remember. I'll set that as level 3.
No.
Autofit. Nice.
But her
Karma,
uncle told her.
no.
My uncle, he tell me many things.
Karma, you, Dipper, and Kilroy kind of walk over. You guys see, like, racks of wooden weapon racks that have been just rotted and waterlogged. Mold is covering them. You can see tons of rusty, like, what appear to have been, like, really nice weapons, but all completely destroyed by rust and age.
These are nasty.
You guys do notice. Oh, give me a perception check, both of you.
Oh crap, you make me have to look it up again.
I can't wait till Tailspire builds this into their thing. Apparently they're gonna have like a custom sheep builder. Okay.
Huzzah.
You got a really good one. You
Damn.
got a really bad one. So Karma is too busy looking
Shit,
at
can't-
Kilroy.
Wait, can't we use our perception rolls from earlier? Mine was really great.
Well, that's for over there, and also it's dark. You're too,
Yeah, but it was like right when we came down here.
You're too busy looking at Kilroy's new hot armor. He's a literal knight in shining armor. It's a different
Exactly.
thing, but it's fine because Dipper got it. So Dipper,
Okay.
you walk up, and Karma, you're finding it hard to see without even though Kilroy's got this torch, which is slowly kind of like running out of fuel.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting slowly and progressively darker and darker. But
Okay.
Dipper, because of your eyes, you're able to pick out two things of note. You see what appears to be a longsword that appears to be in pristine condition. It does not seem to have aged at all. And you also see what appears to be an axe that has also not aged at all.
Dipper picks them up and he
You only have
brings
one
the-
arm, by the way, because remember your other arm. We're gonna say right now. Actually, you could hold something in it. That's fine.
it's also only a level 2 now.
Yeah.
But
in
he's gonna
roleplay,
just
it's bandaged up and like you have it in a sling. But I'll
Oh,
say
yeah,
you can
for
hold
sure.
something like you can hold with your hand still.
Or
He's,
you can tell me to do stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, he's just gonna bring it to the attention to the group.
So the sword, it appears to be a long sword. Its blade color is weird. It appears to be almost like this like dark bluish purple. And you can kind of like just look into it, and it's really like it looks like it like almost like this like it's like this optical illusion where like it looks like it just goes in forever. You can't see like it's weird. It's almost like something to look into.
That's very pretty.
And then for the axe appears to be even though it's in good condition, its quality, it's not super fancy. It seems very like rugged and very what's the word? It's very rugged. It's very kind of like, it looks like it's been worked well. It has scratches all over it. The sword is going to be that's going to be a medium sword, and the axe is also going to be the axe is going to be a large weapon.
Hey, Kilroy, you wouldn't know anything about these, would you?
Actually, I'm sorry, the axe, my bad, I misspoke. The axe is also a medium weapon.
Okay.
Kilroy looks at them and goes, no, but, well, if they're not, and he points to the other weapons that are completely destroyed, well, then they're probably spellcrafted.
I guess it wouldn't hurt to hold on to them.
No, what's really amazing that these are down here. These are kind of, well, like, expensive.
Dipper
why-
Dipper kind of looks up like, how expensive?
Well, of course, we'd have to have them appraised, and they technically don't belong to us. They belong to Vex, but...
Well,
Vic said we can take things.
I think that if they've, been down here for so long, it wouldn't be right to just let them sit here.
No, well, we gotta go bring them to her. Kilroy kind of
Doesn't
like
she
reads
have
the room.
fancy weapon?
And you two are like eyeing your things that you have, and Kilroy goes, "Look, can we just go? We can talk about this later."
Yeah, you're probably right.
Is there anything else that we see like on the?
No, that seems to be. You had a really good perception check, so you're quite confident that you found what was like good down here.
Let's put our shit in our bags.
Okay, so I'm gonna give Kilroy one of the big sacks of money, and he's wearing this armor. Okay, he's wearing the chest plate and the gauntlets. Karma, you have a sack of money, and you have Asclepius. And then Dipper, I would say Dipper, you probably need to give at least one of those things to somebody else.
Hey, Karma, could you hold on to this for me?
And he gives her the axe.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
And Karma, you're handed kind of this hefty axe.
I will put it on my belt.
Dipper's gonna.
Can you? Let me think. Yeah, you can.
Well, it can't fit between my tits, Jack.
You can also hold it, but I would say since you don't really have a sling for. Actually, what weapons do you usually carry around?
My whip and dagger.
Does she have a belt?
Well, no, the
Of
thing is,
course I have a
but,
belt.
like, had you guys ever thought about if you just put a belt on and try to put a weapon in, it wouldn't necessarily work out. I'm gonna say you can trade. What you can do is take off where you usually hang your whip, and put your whip in your bag, and put your
Bring your
axe
pants
there.
down.
Nice.
What?
I said if you put it on your belt, it would make your pants fall down.
Nah, she too thick for that.
You can hang it where your whip would be and put your whip in your bag with Asclepius.
Okay.
Dipper's
Well, I
gonna
thought
put the sword
Asclepius
his
was
back.
on me.
So Asclepius, you haven't said anything to it.
Oh, well, I misunderstood. Then I will ask Asclepius to get on my arm.
Are you holding it?
I'm going to grab it. Give me a second. I'm adding stuff to my list before I forget.
And then so just for the sake of simplicity, so I don't forget, Karma, you gained Asclepius, Hugh, which is Hew, Hugh, and then a sack of money. And then Dipper, you gain. You have the sword, right?
Yep.
Okay, it's called Echo.
Oh.
Okay, and you have a bag of money too.
Okay, I also have a short spear that the guard gave me.
Oh well,
I'm pretty sure we
would. You can't be carried. I'm assuming.
I'm pretty sure we would have given the short spear back.
They would have
when we
arrived. Them back. Yeah.
Perfect. Then I'll get rid of this.
Okay.
Ron and Tom may be fools, but only with money.
Well, I mean, there was a lot going on.
Karma's just like grabbing it. We gotta go. Okay.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna pull Asclepius out.
Okay.
Asclepius, get on my arm, please.
You see as its eyes kind of flash for a second, and it's gonna like twirl and like swivel around your body and like work onto your arm.
Excellent.
And its like head is pointed out. It's kind of weighty. Like it's metal. It's not like, and it will move with you as you move, but like it is like heavier. It's like probably like, I don't know, like 3 to 4, like 5-ish pounds.
Okay.
Okay. Kilroy kind of looks to you guys and goes, "We should get going."
Okay, yes.
I have a bad feeling about this, and he like looks. Oh, Dipper! No! Dipper slips in the mud and just impales himself. You see blood pour out of his eyeballs. No.
He dies instantly on the spot.
Is there? Can I see any of Uhtred's like dried blood in that pit?
Sure. You see one spike in particular is like a very red. Okay. Okay, cool. So you guys are I'm gonna say for the sake of expediency, you guys go ahead, go up the stairs, you guys walk, and you guys return. Are you guys gonna go the way that they came, or are you gonna leave through the main hall, or are you guys gonna go out the secret entrance?
Well, I'm gonna ask Kilroy.
Well, Kilroy like looks at the weapons that you guys have, and so the blade, there's actually a sheath for it, like it was hanging beside it, so you do have a sheath.
Okay, sweet.
So Kilroy kind of looks and goes, well, I mean, we can probably just go out the front that way, and he kind of points to the path behind the what's called. It's nice because nobody sees you, but it's kind of a long way around.
I am fine with whatever.
Kilroy kind of just like looks to you too. Well, we're already behind them, so maybe we should just keep up. I think we just don't want Vex to be seen, and he kind of like thinks ponderously.
You still have your masks from earlier.
At this point, Kilroy's taking us off.
I'm asking.
Kilroy, probably when everything went down, he wouldn't have cared for the mask.
I have mine.
Though Kilroy
it's
is
still on my
uber goofy right now. Like Kilroy walking around right now.
Yeah.
Like, he's in like basically like almost like pseudo like what do you like if lingerie was clothing and dialed back a little bit. And then he's got armor. And he's like him getting up the stairs took like a while because like he's having to like his body is not like designed for this right now. Like he is broken.
Kilroy, I think perhaps you should find Cloak because you stand out very much.
Well, and Killer kind of like looks around, and he's just gonna walk over to one of the like tapestries on the wall, and he's gonna like look around when nobody's looking, and he's gonna cut off a big chunk of it with a knife. And he just looks and goes, "Oh, don't worry, Flint won't be angry. This is important." And he's gonna go ahead and
Well, yes, okay.
put it on himself, and he's got like, this big bright red like cloak on now, but you can't see what's underneath.
I guess this is slightly better.
Well, shall we?
Can I do a check to see how suspicious we look?
Sure, make me a perception check. I mean, you're gonna see, like, you guys do look weird, but then again, you guys are also covered in soot and ash, and, like, you saw
Yeah,
Vex
and I'm sure everyone's preoccupied. Like they weren't like when we got here, they weren't asking any questions.
Yeah, they're not gonna
Yeah.
probably be asking that many questions, especially when you guys are coming, like, it's not like you guys are trying to get into the throne room or into the castle, you're trying to leave, so they're
I just
Yeah.
don't want to get fucking robbed
or assassinated.
or assassinated.
Make up your minds.
I feel like we look less
Speaking from
suspicious
experience, assassination, getting assassinated is actually pretty cool. So,
now.
You should try it sometime.
I'm fine with going the regular way now.
Okay.
Now that he's a little more covered.
You guys push out and you guys walk out into you guys see as like the amount of people out here has like tripled, and there's like people screaming, people are like walking on like with crutches and stuff. You can see guards are like trying to shepherd people over as you guys kind of walk out. Just the absolute horror of the scene before you, as there are like literal like body parts. Like as you guys walk down the road, you guys can see that people that have fallen off to the side, dead, that have died from their wounds. You can see like kids missing parts of their faces. Like it is a bad scene. Okay, we're gonna cut back over to the other people, and let me just go over to here. Yep. So that was the loot that was supposed to be down there from the beginning. You guys finally got it.
Well, Asclepius is new.
Asclepius is new, but I replaced something in the chest with Asclepius. Okay.
Excellent.
Okay. Let me
I'm guessing that's your magic item.
Yes, it is.
I still need to make mine.
Yeah, me too.
If you make them, then I can put them in the world. So let that be a lesson to you guys.
Yeah.
While we were walking, Finocchio got an item from the king, and he takes out this jar, and he said there was writing on the back, right?
Mm-hmm. Let me go ahead and look at something here for you. Un momento, por favor.
Oh, yo, Meducho. I shower myself.
So on the jar it reads, "If you have come into possession of this item, leave it and destroy it. This item is cursed."
Oh,
It says this item is cursed. All those that hold this should dread. And this is written like
sounds like
hastily.
That sounds like
Why
a
would you
crappy
give it to
gift.
the king? Like what?
that's not nice. So while
Neither is exploding someone. So.
Well, you got a point there. While we're walking, Finocchio is just gonna put it on the ground and just walk away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Finocchio, you guys see as Finocchio just leaves this jar on the ground.
I'm gonna
With a
kind of
little
look and be like,
Tiny hopping frog, or like little amphibian, just hopping around
Would be
inside
like-
of it.
at this point, Uhtred seems stranger, so, but he's gonna kind of turn to the people traveling with us and, like, is everyone okay?
So it's so Vex is kind of just quiet, and she kind of just nods her head, and she goes, "Actually, no." She's just gonna kind of shake her head, like, actually, she's not gonna say anything. Her mom just died.
Sirius doesn't immediately respond. He seems sort of on edge. He's like keeping an eye on like the alleyways and stuff to see if there's any threats coming as they're making their way to the Weeping Anvil.
Where are we currently located, narrator?
We're gonna say you guys. We'll take it back to right after you guys have left Castle Tearstone. So you guys are like one of the only people that are going opposing the traffic. As you guys kind of walk down from Castle Tearstone and kind of survey, because you can, like, Castle Tearstone is kind of up on a hill, and the city, you can kind of see it below you. You do see what appears to be smoke and ash coming from the from Crimson Ward, which is kind of where where Ellis Tavern was.
Well, I'm assuming
And you
since
do see you don't see, that's the only smoke you see though, like in terms of like big like burning stuff.
Well, I'm assuming Mies and Sirius and Vex know the way to.
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, you guys went down through the sewers, so I'm gonna say you guys are gonna pop out around Crimson Ward, because I'm looking on the map here, and that would be like, that's where I would want a secret passage to. So you guys kind of pop up. You guys are, I'm gonna say, within like a block or two of Ellis Tavern.
Well,
you can go.
I'm gonna kind of look to the group and go. I know we're close to Ellis Tavern, but I think it's more important that we get the wagon first.
Sirius nods.
I don't
did
think
leave
it'll
your stuff there, by
take
the
too
way.
long.
You guys did leave your
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't think it'll take too long. We all of our personal belongings over there, and we can just take them and run out of there. And do we know where Nox is?
Oh, we don't. Yeah, I guess we should. I guess you're right, Fanakra. We should head that way.
Okay. So are you guys
So
going
walking
that way,
in that
or
direction.
Yeah,
I think we are.
Yeah, Finocchio and Nat start leading the party to Ellis Tavern.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of like, as we're walking, try to catch up to Finocchio and go, hey, Finocchio?
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure, as long as it's not, and I kill you. And Finocchio thought that would be funnier, but he goes
It
quiet.
kind of does like,
You
kind of
robbed
like a
somebody.
confused chuckle.
Nice.
And he's gonna go, did Karma said that I died. Did you happen to see what happened after the explosion? Because all I remember is just waking up and having this, I guess it was wood in my side.
And Finocchio did witness the entire act, and so Uhtred, the platform exploded, and you, Luck, and Vex, all of your bodies just came exploding out of it, and I could see body parts and chunks of flesh just kind of burst away, and then you completely bashed your head onto the ground. There was blood, flesh, bone, brain matter everywhere. And I don't know why you're still here, but then you started glowing, and then it just started to reform, reconstruct, like none of that ever happened. And that's the best way I could really explain it. It just, for a mudblood, that's impossible.
Yeah, It doesn't make it. I should be dead.
I think you were dead.
I just remember seeing my mom and her telling me to wake up, and I woke up. And I'm not being quiet about this, so if anyone overhears it, you don't need to roll for it.
Vex is kind of like looking up, and she goes, "You're an angel, Kin Nutrid."
That makes that no.
She kind of pushes past you as you kind of like stop in the street at that. As you guys approach, like, are you just quiet with your thoughts, Uhtred?
Yes.
You guys you kind of like, everyone else, like, Uhtred kind of stops in the street and like looks down and is thinking, and everyone else kind of pushes past and keeps walking. As you guys round the corner, you guys, it's weird, like, you're like, oh, well, the smoke's getting closer and closer, and you guys turn the corner, and like, you guys realize once you get close to, oh, this is Ella's Tavern that's burning. And as you round the corner, you see Ella's Tavern, or what used to be it, engulfed in a blaze. Its structure collapsed in on itself.
I'm gonna kind of like run up to like the burning structure and be like, "Oh no, I'm on a wall."
I'm on a wall.
Run up. Oh no!
Oh no! Why have you done this? I run up and
You've done this.
Knox! Randy!
As you close,
As I
you can
like-
feel the heat burning off of the building, and you scream out. You can see like there are bystanders watching at this, but there aren't guards or like the usual fire brigade here to help. Apparently, they have more important things to be doing. And inside, from deep within somewhere, you hear the sounds of like screaming.
Can I roll to see if I can make out who's screaming?
It sounds like bestial, so sure, you can roll.
Oh god, never mind. I don't need to roll that if it's bestial. It's Randy.
Yeah, you hear from within what you think you've heard, kind of like the bellowing cries of Randy, and it's hard to hear it over all the crackling and like the inferno that is raging.
Is like the entrance block
I think
gone?
I think there's some dramatic fire effects I can do. Hold on, I will.
Because like, how collapsed is this building?
It's collapsed. It's like a bomb went off.
Oh, so like, there's no hope to get inside.
No, it's like rubble and it's all on. It's collapsed structure that is on fire. So there's no.
Rest in peace, Randy.
You guys hear as you hear like this, like these screams from inside, this like horrible guttural screams, and you guys all sit there, and like the people around you like gather up as you guys watch, and like nobody like moves or says anything, and you hear like on top of somebody's like this bellowing cry, and then silence.
Sirius is kind of looking in disbelief and just like gritting his teeth. Like,
Uhtred's
oh
gonna
Not
hear
again.
this silence and just start walking off towards the Weeping Anvil, not saying anything.
no. Yeah. Sirius grabs Vex's hand and he's gonna start pulling her towards the anvil. I don't want to lose another person today.
Okay. You guys slowly back up as you watch like where your like home was just gone. So if you guys left anything inside there, it got blown up and burned. Vex is just gonna stand there for a second. Hey Jake, it's Unit again. She's gonna sigh, and then she's gonna keep following you guys. Like, and she's holding back tears. Where are you guys going?
To the Weeping Anvil.
Weeping Anvil.
Okay.
And before the Weeping Anvil is also destroyed.
The Weeping Anvil's just across the street, no problem.
It's actually all the way across town. It's in the Diligence District. But you guys...
Yeah.
But luckily this is kind of like... Not out of the way completely, but it is kind of like... You guys... But luckily that's where you guys popped up. So you guys begin making your way through the city streets. You see people like watching from inside their houses. You like whenever you're passing by, people are closing up cupboards. There's like hushed tones, and everyone is like hesitant. You see guards patrolling the street. You see Inquisition members and guards of the royal family at the head of it marching around. You guys kind of slink off and stay towards the shadows in the alleyways, not really getting in their lines of sight.
Hey, Jack, I sent you a DM.
Okay. Finacrio, as you're walking, you feel something jiggling around in your satchel.
Okay. Well, I look into my satchel.
You look inside, you see the jar with a toad, and it just looks up at you.
Thought he put that on the ground.
He did.
Oh God.
I'm gonna tap the jar. What does the toad react? Is it just staring at me?
Right
just
now, it's
hey,
just
what's
staring.
up?
Right now, it's staring at you.
Uhtred?
Yeah.
Oh wait, you can't read, right?
I can read.
I
Okay.
can read.
He says semi-confidently.
So Finacrio, while on the walk, pulls out this jar, and it just looks like a regular jar with a little amphibian inside of it. And he turns it over to the back, and what does it read again? Or I'm just going to show it to Uhtred and hope he can understand it.
Paraphrasing, it says, basically, this item is cursed. All those who have it should dread. Don't acknowledge it. Don't touch it. Don't
This item is cursed. All those who have it should dread. Do not touch. See, he told you I could read.
Yeah. And I gave my gifts from Chorus to the king, and he gave me this in return. And I read this.
Chuckles. That's a weird gift. I got something too.
You chuckled?
You did?
Yeah, but my guards have it.
Oh. Oh, where are your guards? Oh, I completely... Oh my god, we need to get Nat back to her guards.
Well, and she kind of looks, shuffles her feet. I was thinking of staying with you, Finacrio, but okay.
Well, if you want,
we don't really have the time to double back.
Oh, yeah. We can put that on the to-do list. But I left this jar on the street, in the sewers.
To kind of grab Finacrio to the side and pull him over and go, bro, Finacrio, she obviously wants to stay with you. I'm whispering.
Well, yeah, but we won't be able to protect her. If anything happens, I don't know how to fight.
The rest of us do.
Okay. I'm gonna trust you because I can't. She can't die. And
she won't.
Okay.
All right. Keep walking to the anvil.
Okay.
Yeah. Finacrio just puts the toad back into the satchel.
Okay. You see as its dead, blank eyes are just staring at you as you close on top of it. Or you close the satchel on top of it. You guys make your way through the streets. It is eerily silent, and hushed tones are heard. You see people turning out their candles as you guys pass by their houses, and they're looking out over the city is just quiet, and you just hear the marching of soldiers patrolling the streets. Okay, I'm gonna say it takes you guys, about, I think from there to there it's about an hour is what I usually say. Okay. You guys approach the anvil.
I'm going to kind of stop, and I'm going to turn to Vex and go, Vex, there's something I need to do before we leave.
She kind of looks at you and she kind of she goes, "What?"
I need to go say goodbye to someone and grab something from that I gave them. It's not too far from here. Sirius, please make sure that she's safe. And I'm going to kind of like lean in, and this is uncharacteristic of Uhtred, so he's going to lean in and give Vex a hug and go, "I'm sorry," and just walk off.
Okay. So, Uhtred, as you guys kind of approach the anvil, he kind of disperses from you guys, and I think I know where you're heading. And I will get to that next. As you guys approach the anvil, you guys, can everyone here make me a perception check? Or at least the people that are at the anvil? Actually, it is nighttime. If any of you would like to use your polycraft to try to actually give yourself night vision, that would probably help with this. If not, I'm going to have to give you guys a negative. So there's no
So
reason
what's the negative?
So the negative will be minus 2d6 on your perception check.
I'm assuming I can't use polycraft.
No, all Felcraft can use polycraft. It's just certain races like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because technically everybody can use it, because like because remember, like, just because you have this specific set of skills from your ancestry, it doesn't mean you can't ever learn other stuff. And Felcraft is like the most essential one in term, because I mean technically all Felcraft is technically polycraft, because you're always
so
changing your body.
Everyone can do night vision then, besides
as long as you have polycraft.
I got other issues going on, serious.
Yeah, as long as you have polycraft, or like, if you are Felcraft or Felkind, you can do it. You can make the check as long as you have polycraft on your sheet, which everyone should. I should have done it that way.
Okay, I'll do night vision then.
Okay.
So
yes,
that's 1 acre.
Yep. And
Mark that off.
Okay, so you guys. And by the way, when you guys see, it's like the color from the world kind of disappears.
Okay. And then I guess we're doing perception next?
Yes, this will be a perception check. And I can tell you guys what this one is, actually. So I believe this is a level 3. Oh, this is a cool opportunity to say that if you guys wanted to, you guys can also recover your Ichor.
Yeah.
Later.
I'll use actually, I'll let everyone else.
I'll use a Destiny Point.
Okay. And is this to assist on the 3s?
Oh, no, to add to my perception, because I also got 2.
Oh, I see. Hold on. Okay. Vernacrio, you notice that over here in this field, over here, you can see what appears to be a body lying on the ground. Some distance off from that, over towards one of the neighboring buildings, you can see what appears to have been an explosion. And you can see a bunch of dead bodies over there as well. All mangled and torn.
Which way?
I will say the explosion happened over this way.
Okay. And so there's a
body over here.
Especially directly next to the
grave.
Anvil.
You can see that there appears to be some torn up earth here.
They didn't. No, they didn't. That's where Helena's grave is.
Okay. I am gonna. Okay, sorry. Can you repeat that whole thing again? My thing kind of glitched out.
Sure. So right here, you see a body laying on the ground. You can see some torn up earth. over here, somewhere off in the field, next to another building, you can see what appears to be where a fight went down, but also an explosion. You can see a bunch of mangled bodies. You'd have to get a little bit closer to see who they are.
Okay. Fanakra is going to look towards the rest. Is Uhtred still there, or did he
Uhtred
still?
left.
Was this when he walked off? Okay.
Vex is like looking over your shoulder and going, "What happened?"
I don't know. I'll check it real quick. You guys try to get that wagon.
Okay. Vex kind of nods. Sirius, are you going, or are you gonna go over there? Well, actually, Sirius doesn't notice that because I don't think you asked. I don't think you told anybody what you just saw.
I'll spend a destiny point.
I think it's a little too late for that, actually.
Okay.
But you can see, like, or you can just ask Pinocchio what that is over there.
Yeah. Fanakra will also point over there.
Okay.
Vex is gonna turn
to.
Vex is gonna turn when you point over towards Helena's grave. Vex is gonna turn towards Sirius, and just kind of like eyeball him for a second and look back, like, what is going on?
Sirius, oh man. Since it's towards Helena's grave, Sirius will kind of think for a second, look down at the ground, and he'll look to Vex and he'll say, "Stay here for a moment." And Sirius will go with Pinocchio. Check it out.
Okay. Would you guys like to approach?
Yes.
I would. For some reason, I can't control my token. Oh, no, I can.
Let's see if I can.
I can now. There was like a weird thing where I noticed in the upper left, it was like flashing like a exclamation point when I was selecting my token.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
So, 1 second. Hold on here, guys.
What? Is it Uhtred's mom? That was supposed to be a really funny joke. Y'all were supposed to laugh.
Well, I laughed, but I forgot I had my mic muted. I laughed, but no, I think it's. I cannot believe it, Helena. It's.
You guys walk over, and laying on the ground, you can see a dug-up grave. Appears to be nothing inside. Rocks are like thrown to the side. On the ground, you see a body. It's a girl. She's got blonde hair. You can see it laying beside her appears to be some sort of sharp metal spike. She wears kind of these white robes, and you can see around her wrists, like her hands are bound and her feet are bound. You can see as her, like all around her eyes and like everything has been, like she's dead, but everything has been bleeding. And she just stares up into the stars.
Uhtred never told us about the scuffle, right?
No. So, and this appears to be a very young, like, maybe, like, 12.
Okay. Sirius will look again in the grave, and he'll just kind of, like, dig around a little more.
You go ahead and dig into the dirt. Can you make me an athletics check to see how deep you get?
Alrighty.
You're able to dig around. You guys, I mean, you were here when you guys dug her grave. You don't remember digging this deep. You remember you guys went pretty. Actually, no, the whole game, right? You dig down, but the hole that was dug was pretty deep, and you dig a little bit more, kind of like, just to make sure. There's nothing in there.
Sirius's mind races a bit, and he stands up and he looks around for a second. And he clenches his fists.
Tanaka is going to kind of put his hands near this woman's face, and kind of as he does that, kind of like his skin starts splintering and starts kind of like breaking up. And he's gonna put his hands on this woman's head, and he's gonna try to like read any thoughts, any kind of like anything that's happening, what she's thinking or what she thought.
I don't think you can read a dead person's mind.
Oh.
You could
fine.
try to like investigate a bit more, if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, I would like to investigate a bit more. See if there's like any kind of brand, any mark, anything that can give us a clue to what exactly might have happened.
Make me a survival check.
I'm good at
I
survival.
want to see if you can read the like what all happened and went down here with all the tracking and everything.
What is the difficulty?
This difficulty will be a level 3. This is a specialized task. Ooh, my God! Wow.
I did a little good.
Wow.
A little good.
So you like see Sirius as like Funako just like zones in, and he begins like standing up and like he's like mimicking movements and like looking at the ground. Funako, it appears. Oh man, this isn't the one I wanted. Oh, somebody skipped this.
My immersion.
My immersion. But Funako, you see as there appear to be roughly like 10 people that were here. They were wearing like what you think to be kind of more traditional, kind of like heavy set boots. On like the ground, you can find what appears to be some small like trails of blood, which you think came from the woman as the actual rope around her wrists was bleeding a bit. You can tell she was dragged across the grass. Okay. Looking at her face and everything, whatever happened to her, you can't quite put your hand on what exactly happened with her. But it wasn't like she got hit or attacked. Like, there's no marking on her body that this was from anything external. On top of all that, I'll say you can trace the tracks over towards your right, towards where all the bodies are. And you're going to kind of walk over there and inspect. You can see what appear to be a couple members of the Cult of Amon, about 5 or 6 of them that laid now on the ground. But in addition to that, some guards. It's hard to tell. You think there was a scuffle, but something exploded and killed most of them.
Sirius, do you recognize this woman?
I don't.
Oh, and I would
so.
like to point out that you can pretty clearly tell Funako that this was an Angelkin by her hair, by her kind of angelic beauty. Well, she's 12, but you know what I mean.
I don't. She just kind of looks off. He seems a little bit more on edge. Like he's looking side to side, seeing if there's anybody in like an alleyway looking at them or anything. Signs of like where Helena's body and like the contents of the grave in general kind of went.
What were you looking for? I'm sorry, it cut out there for a second for me.
Kind of if there's anybody watching us in like an alleyway or anything, and like where the contents of the grave might have gone.
You can't. You can't really tell the contents of the grave. I mean, like, you can make me a survival check, but like it's kind of hard to tell once it gets over towards where the explosion happened, because like then you're back on stone and there aren't tracks through the grass. Like.
Yeah, I guess it's more like if anybody's watching us.
It doesn't appear so. If you'd like to make me a perception check, you can.
Yeah, sure.
Finacrio wants to take the metal spike. Yeah.
Okay.
So. Just take it out of her head and then place.
It's not in her head.
It
wasn't in her head. It was laying beside her.
Oh, that's even better. So I'm not gonna mess with that, but I am gonna place her body back into the grave and kind of bury it.
Okay. So Funako drags it over.
Sirius will kind of watch this and he'll say, "That wasn't her grave, I guess, but it's good to bury people, I guess."
Well, it's kind of a closure in a way. It's a way for someone's soul to leave. That's what I learned back in chorus.
Or at least you would have learned
Serious
that
soul.
because there is no afterlife, right? Or at least that's what most of the religions believe. Though you could say that like you were taught that kind of like if you don't bury the body, then they can't like go to their next of kin and be with them, or they're like tethered to this place wherever the body is. We'll say.
Yeah.
So at this point, Vex, who's been standing over here, she's gonna kind of look towards Nat, and she's gonna kind of like motion them inside, and they're gonna go inside the anvil.
Here.
At this time, we're gonna say that you three, Kilroy, Karma, and Dipper, you guys arrive.
I look over at Sirius. Is it okay if I head more towards the explosion?
Well, I kind of want to keep an eye on Vex, but it could be dangerous over there. Well, I think I can. I'll accompany you, actually.
Okay, so you guys walk over there. Based off your, I already thought that you kind of walked over there and kind of looked around when you did your survival check. When I told you all about the stuff.
No.
Well, I guess I get that information right now.
You guys are playing.
I wrote most of it down.
So if you got picked up that thing on the ground, you can add to your inventory an angel spike.
I want that.
Okay.
Okay. So after we investigate the whole explosion with the cult of Amon, with the corpses of the cult of Amon, do they kind of have like a pendant or necklace or anything like that with the symbol of Amon?
Sure, I'm gonna say based off your really good survival check before, yeah, like most of their shit is like completely ruined. Like it has been like blown up. So there's like body parts, all their clothes are ripped apart. But I'm gonna say that one of their metal necklaces, like as you kind of approach, is like laying. Actually, I'm gonna say one of the guys who maybe got like there's just an arm laying on the ground and it's clutching a pendant.
I take the pendant. Is there like any kind of like name on it, or is it just
It's just
the symbol?
Symbol of Amon.
Okay, I take it and I look towards Sirius. If any of the cult happens upon us, I think if we show them this and say we are Amon as well, there's a chance they'll avoid us, right? They'll just move on.
Well, they don't seem terribly happy with nobility, and Sirius kind of points to his cloak. Considering this, and Sirius kind of looks up and down at him, at his skin. Your skin, and he kind of shudders at the tavern sort of scene. I don't think they'll let us leave here, or at least they won't believe us.
Well, if all else fails, I mean, we can always try this. And Funakuro also pockets that into his satchel.
Okay. You can add an amulet of Amon to your inventory. Okay. So you three over here, you guys arrive at the Weeping Anvil. Kilroy is gonna kind of step forward and kind of start making his way towards his abode. Kinda
So what do we see?
You guys see nothing. There's like you could maybe since you have night vision, I can say that you can see people moving over here.
Okay.
Right? But that's about it. Kilroy can't see that though, and neither can Karma. It's just too dark.
Alright, I'm gonna lead the way and start walking towards the movement that I see.
Okay.
I
Are
will
you going
follow.
with Kilroy or okay? So you guys end up.
Well, I'm assuming that I'm still trying to hold hold Kilroy's hand.
Oh well, Kilroy's going towards the anvil. So as like you guys like start to diverge your path, like
Oh, well,
your
no,
arms fold,
yeah.
and Kilroy's like, "Oh, he lets go." He goes, "What are you guys doing?"
I'm following Dipper.
And you guys hear inside, you hear Vex call Kilroy, and she's gonna kind of like step out, and Kilroy's gonna go Vex, and Vex is gonna run up and like hug Kilroy, and Kilroy's gonna go, "Oh."
I'm gonna follow Dipper.
Karma sneers. So you guys walk over there. You guys see Finacrio and Sirius standing on on what appears to be a fresh grave.
Is
Who died?
is everything okay?
There was an
Well-
angelkin murdered here.
We buried
Wait, she was an angel kin?
Well, wait.
Sirius, I
if-
guess, wouldn't know this because he didn't.
Don't
check,
they-
but-
Don't they just like?
Come back alive.
Yeah.
I tried to read her mind, but she was dead. And he pulls out this spike that he also pocketed. This was
I should also
used
say
to
that
kill her.
it has like dry. I'm gonna say you could have wiped it off, but it had like dried blood on it and stuff.
Do you remember what King Mint said during speech?
Well,
That all
What
entertainment
exactly?
was free. No, I'm joking.
He say he do not understand why his brother gave up his life. You think she gave up her life?
No. She was dragged here by like 10 people, and she was tied up. There was blood everywhere, and I'm pretty sure whatever was down here in this grave or this hole, they took that.
Sirius's eyes sort of grow wide. He's like, "Wait, Karma,
Yes.
the Booker twins. He sacrificed himself, and he did the ritual of sacrifice to bring Kilroy back.
He brought Kilroy back.
Does Sirius have the general knowledge to know like the ritual of sacrifice, like what it takes to do it,
You
and
kind of-
like what the condition the body needs to be in?
Make me a general knowledge check.
Let's see, 5, 6.
Ooh.
Uh,
I'm gonna say you know that what it's called the miracle of sacrifice actually, and what it you know that angelkin are immortal. Besides, there are a couple things you can't remember off the top of your head that could kill an angelkin, but what you do know about the miracle of sacrifice is that it's voluntary. So the person will decide to do it, and they can choose to bring somebody back, and they need to be within physical proximity of their body. You don't know to the extent which a decomposed body might affect that.
Sirius will kind of have like a million thoughts racing in his head, and he'll turn to Finacrio and he'll say, "Did she look like she was tortured in any way, or other sort of things?"
There's nothing physical. It was something
Well, besides the
mental
the
or
ropes.
anything like that. Because other than the rope, like she wasn't beaten. It wasn't anything like that. But I don't know what the spike had to do with this whole thing, but it was definitely used against her. Well, do you have any
here.
ideas about what's
Yes.
happening?
Sirius starts backing up, realizing a potential possibility and not knowing enough on whether or not that hunch is correct. I'm gonna go see if the wagon's ready. Sirius is gonna walk off.
Hey, Karma, Dipper, are you guys good? Are you guys safe?
Yeah,
Look what I got.
we found that loot that Vex was talking about.
Karma is going to pull out the coin pouch of money and show Finocchio. Look what I got!
Dipper unsheaths Echo.
Oh, wow! You guys got this is great. I think, wow, that's fantastic. Do you think? Well, what do you know? What those things do? And he's pointing towards that kind of weird snake thing that's going with Karma.
My uncle used
No
to hear
idea.
it before, but it listens to commands. You can tell it to do stuff like, watch this, Asclepius, switch onto my other arm.
And the snake kind of reverses, like reverse corkscrews over her shoulders onto her other arm. And its eyes glow while it's moving, and then when it sets, it stops, and it's no longer glowing.
Karma has a big smile on her face.
Let's continue the rest of this conversation inside. There's kind of a massacre out here.
I remember Uhtred, he told me that these rocks are evil.
Why? What was? This was a grave. Do you know what was inside it?
He did not tell me, he just told me that the rocks are evil. And that is why the Inquisition guards are here.
Okay, and Finocchio takes a mental note of this. Come on, everyone else is inside the anvil, and kind of leads everyone back into the Weeping Anvil.
Okay. We're gonna step away for a second real quick to Uhtred. Now, Uhtred, I don't have a map built for you, but I think...
That's okay, theater of the mind.
So, Uhtred, you are making your way through the streets late at night.
Mm-hmm.
You see various guards patrolling around you. Are you gonna, like, stop and, like, talk to them, or just kind of keep making your way towards the medical district?
Let's see if, like, I see someone I know, I'll stop and talk, but if not, I'm just gonna keep making my way.
Not really anybody you know.
Okay, then just keep making my way.
You eventually end up, I'm gonna say about, 30-ish minutes later, near the medical district. You see, as it is overcrowded, you see, like, as you kind of approach where I know you're going, that hospital, like, outside and around on the ground, you can see, like, people with injuries, people, like, being bandaged, people, like, it's a disgusting sight how many people have been injured, and the pure brutality of it. You walk inside, and as you run in, you see a nurse kind of turns to you and she goes, "Are you hurt?"
No,
Then get out of my way, and she's gonna push past and, like, run outside, and she's holding, like, this big satchel in her arms.
I'm just gonna keep walking to where I'm going.
Okay. You make your way upstairs, and you find yourself in Commander Royce's room.
Yes.
Hey, narrator.
Yeah.
I gotta head out.
That's fine. We'll wrap up this part here, and then when Uhtred's done with his, we can be done for today. So you're good.
Alright, sweet. I'll see you guys later.
Later, guys. Or later, Dipper. Everyone else stay.
So I'm gonna walk in there and kind of just look and walk up to her and kind of just, like, sit down for a second and just contemplate what's going on, what just happened, and then I'm going to grab the necklace off of her.
And it's really, like, at this point, she's been bedridden for 2 years now. She is half like the woman she used to be. Like, there's no longer that young vibrance and like she's like skinny, pale, frail, and she just kind of stares endlessly off into the ceiling.
And I'm gonna kind of like grab her hand and just go, "I'm sorry," and kind of walk out. Or so.
Okay. You step out and you're kind of looking at the pendant as you do. You grip it tightly and you make your way down the steps. You enter out into the streets of Redwall. The night is quiet. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and end it there. Thanks so much for everybody for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time on the next episode of Fallen. Bye, everybody.